how's it going? Wait, let take two.
Take Ready? Two, all right, and action.
Hibbly fibbly boobly bobly bo. All right, listen, don't even go away and come back anymore. I'm Jason, Classic Gaming Collective. You might know me from such shows as Darren and Jason, Sega Genesis A to Z, or Drunken Gaming, or the 1 minute-ish video game reviews, or any one of the hundreds of other crappy programs we've put out. We're kind of like Trauma, only not quite as gory. But yeah, so I'm gonna drink though. This is not a Drunken Gaming per se, but any excuse to have a little whiskey. And tonight I'm having this 1675, and I'm gonna have my whiskey two ways. Once when I drink it, and once when it comes back on me. No, one I'm gonna do as a shot, and then the other one, I'm gonna do as a cherry Pepsi.
Hey, Jason.
What's up, brother?
How's it going?
Good. Speaking of, I was just talking, well, I wasn't talking, I tried to talk and then I got tied up with my tongue. Was talking about Darren and Jason, Sega Genesis A to Z.
All right.
You've been on that show.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's a good one.
And you were on the other one, the Drunken and Gaming show.
Oh yeah, Drunken and Gaming. What a great time. But I was always behind the camera.
Yeah, you didn't get a lot of screen time. It's tough to be an integral part of a show called Drunken and Gaming when you don't drink.
yeah, no, I like being behind camera though. I like making sure that we get all the right shots. Cause since I'm the only one not really drinking, I have like the foresight of like, all right, well, I know if I get this, and this shot, no matter what happens after 9:30, we've got it all in the can already.
There were lots of shows where we didn't get all the shots we needed. Like Darren, the shot hawk. I got this, guys. And we're all like, oh yeah, that's all we need. And then we go, yeah, but we never got this, and we never got this, and we never got this. And I have clips of Will talking for 20 minutes and then no clip of the actual gameplay because we had the camera off when it should have been on.
I've got the chat here just in case anyone hops in.
Oh, okay. How many have we got so far?
I think it's just me.
Okay. Hi, you.
Well, if you watch this afterward, thanks for watching it.
Yeah,
we always
please.
appreciate you. Right now we have Sonic CD in the background, so hopefully you can hear us over the Sonic CD sound effects. If not, we should probably put it down just a little bit.
Yes, we should. Is that a cue for me?
No, I think we're okay. I don't know. We'll see.
Because the remote is way over there.
Yeah, it's way over there.
So, tonight we shot a couple of Darren and Jason Sega Genesis A to Z's. If you don't know what that is, that's where we are taking every game from Aladdin to Zippity fucking Doodah.
Yeah.
And everything in between. Every week we do a show playing one of these generally crappy games. And then we fight about and argue about, A, who fucking played it better.
Yeah.
And B, who thinks that a shitty game is a good game. And that's basically what we do. But Darren, I don't know, I know you don't like to toot your own horn, but Darren is a pretty famous Philadelphia comedian. So he brings humor to the show and a comedic charm.
That was funny that he said a pretty famous Philadelphia comedian.
But you bring a comedic charm.
Yeah, comedic charm. That's been like the quote of the century.
Darren started.
Oh, the multi-gun man is here! Multi-gun man! Yes! Yes!
I'm so glad you found us, man.
Oh, man, we love you. We just finished shooting a couple episodes, so it's glad that you're here. You'll notice the same two shirts in about like 4 episodes coming up shortly in the next few days.
Yes.
But, yeah.
So, we're kind of explaining for people that aren't you, what exactly Sega Genesis A to Z is, and if you want to share what it is, because I don't think we completely understand it. But we're doing it, and we've been doing it for almost 3 years.
A long time. And we're only up to like CO. College. What did we play today? College.
Something.
National Football Championship 1 and 2. Right. Then we played College Slam.
And all of this so that I can eventually get to play Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
It's 2050.
I'm like, I'm gonna get you, Darren. And Darren's going, boo.
You're gonna CG me in, disrespect my dead body.
Oh, he's a ghost. He's a scary ghost. It'll be just like we ran some of these A to Z's. Dude, so good to see you, Multi-Goal, man. I just picked up the phone. You can see on there. I wish you were here. Like, I'd love to bullshit with you because looking at your channel, you're an interesting dude. He's a classic gamer. He's a fucking gun nut. He was in like, where were you at, dude? You were like in another country. He was in another country. He was showing video of like some crazy country.
What is Sega Genesis A to Z? It's an epic journey of two dudes and a Genesis.
You make it sound sexual. It's a story about two dudes and their Genesis. Genesis is a stripper that works at a club about 2 miles from here. And she'll let you slip the power supply and she'll let you put it in her slot. Oh, thank
you. Do you want to give Multi-Gun Man a little behind the scenes, like show your Saturn collection?
You know what? Actually, yeah, Multi-Gun Man had mentioned to me recently, and I'm picking up this phone like that will fucking do us any good. But he was talking to me, you know, as soon as something went up about Saturn, and he was like, "Nice Saturn collection." Let me take it this way, and I'd like to show him that first because we were kind of talking about it. Well, talking, you know, messaging on the back of one of our videos. But yeah, this is my Saturn shit. And basically at this point, I'd be open to offers. You know, if anybody wants to take some of this crap off my hands, I will.
Gotta show the Dragon's Lair poster.
I will be accepting firstborn children and blood of the innocent. If anyone is willing to give up their prodigy, then you can have my Saturn. But again, it needs to be blood with no impurities. They used to call Darren Clockwork Knight.
This is one of my favorite games of all time. If you've never played Clockwork Knight on the Saturn, you've got to play Clockwork. We've got to show it off one time because this is such a great game.
Yes, the Multi-Gun Man was in Colombia, so he's a gun guy, video game guy.
Oh,
yeah, and the video was from when he was in Colombia.
We'll show you our guns.
Oh yeah, we got guns.
Check this out.
Wait, there's more.
It's the Justifier. I feel like Alec Baldwin right now. Oh, that was too soon? Or no?
No. Okay. You got the Justifier. I got the Justifier. That's right. This gun is Justifier. I do not mess around. I do not pull it out if I'm not going to use it. This is the Justifier.
Pew pew. The Justifier.
The Justifier.
What do you think of our guns? These are pretty good, right? Pretty big. If I ever shot a gun this big, I think I'd lose like the upper half of my body.
It would just
snap right off.
I don't know. I know Multi-Gun Man moved over and followed us over on Twitch as well, but I don't know if he's really got to see the mug.
The mug?
I talked about the hat.
And not that mug root beer.
No, that's yeah.
Okay.
All right, but we're giving away a hat.
Oh yeah.
if you're one of the first 50 followers, which you are already in, of course. And then we decided that if and when, and we mean when, we get to 100 followers, we're going to give one of those 100 followers, the ones who've been with us from the beginning, when we just gave away a crappy hat, we're going to give away a box that's impossible to open. The box is the prize. It's the impossible to open box. You turn it here, you tap 3 times, you slide your thumb down here, still it doesn't fucking open. It's an unopenable box.
But inside that unopenable box...
See? How you going to get in?
Is...
You didn't think about that, did you? It's an unopenable box.
It's a box.
It's a puzzle inside of an enigma wrapped in a box that doesn't open.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's this? Floral patterns?
A secret box within the box. Now, to open this one, you've got to tap on each corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then draw a penis. Don't draw the balls. If you draw the balls, the whole thing's going to be messed up. But once you do that, then this opens.
Oh.
But remember, it only opens, now I closed it. It won't open until I touch it here, 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 here. Draw the penis, and then it opens. Inside, Darren, what have we got in here?
Inside, we've got a magical mug. Yes, it's a mug. It says, Darren and Jason say Genesis A to Z. And it also says, way more fun than a hedgehog in your pants. And on the other side, CGC. Kermit!
Oh, dude, show them the fourth side, though.
What's that?
The fourth side. You showed them all 3.
Oh, yeah, the fourth side. Okay, and then this is the other side, the handle. So yeah, that's the handle. It's got Darren and Jason say Genesis A to Z, way more fun than a hedgehog in your pants. But how do you know? Like, maybe people are into that, like a hedgehog in your pants. Could be a thing.
I can't figure out
We're not
how
going to be able to
it.
close this thing. Josh Jack in the building. Josh Jack in the building. Nice mug. All right, cool. Thank you.
I think he was talking about your face.
But
like
besides...
you'd say to ladies like, hey, nice gams. He was like, hey, nice mug, pal.
I'm going to grab the trash hat because he's got to see the trash hat. He's got it. He's just got it.
You grab the trash hat. I'm going to entertain these two guys for a while. Hey, want to hear a story? It's about this old man. I forget his name, but he was in Tennessee shooting at some kid when he hit the ground and then oil came out. And then he had to scrape up all that oil with a possum, and he took that possum oil and he made...
Trash hat. Is that what he made?
That's what he made. He made the trash hat.
The trash hat.
Trash hat.
It's the trash hat.
It slices, it dices, it purees, it juliennes.
It's got a sticker.
It does have a shiny sticker and a snapback. And if you're one of the first 50 people...
You'll get to get the trash hat. You see it says trash here? So basically
There's
it's
a trash hat song.
Yeah, when you wear it, you're letting people know that if you play against me, you're probably going to win. Because I am...
Trash. But now, there's the trash hat, trash hat, trash hat, trash hat. Is it a hat? Yeah, it's a hat. Is it a hat? You know it's a hat. Is it a hat? Trash hat, trash hat.
We never rehearsed that if it isn't obvious.
Listen, don't give it away, dude. That was so spot on fucking perfect. Why would you
The trash hat.
Oh, dude, the trash hat's gonna get alcohol in it if we leave it there.
Drinking soda on a Friday night. That's me, you know. You know that's me.
That's me too.
Yeah, he's drinking soda all right.
It's just high octane soda. So here's something sad that happened tonight. Should we talk about the?
What are we talking about?
Sega
Saturn?
Yeah, it's with a heavy heart that I say this.
Here, let's show it. This is the screen that it's stuck on.
I have 2 Sega Saturns in my house. I have the one in my kiosk. Actually, I have 3 Sega Saturns in my house. I have the one in my kiosk, Darren, and then if you could go up here onto the shelf, I've got this one in the box, and then if you want to go over and just give them a quick peek down there, that I got the one on the shelf down there. So this one, which to my best knowledge is the original store kiosk Saturn. Like it's the one I got when I bought the kiosk. So that's original. And the Saturn came out in what, 97? Do you know, Darren? 96, 97?
It's probably on the box.
Well, whatever it was, it was late 90s, so I figured this thing has given me fucking almost 30 years. This system has gone 30 years, and the laser finally went. And I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to continue to give it love, because someday maybe, all of them will go bad, and I'll have to get new lasers.
I remember this was my one of my memories with the Saturn was, when CD players came out. That it was one of the cool things is to play your CD through your Saturn because you had this cool interaction menu.
They also bands came out with interactive CDs, not to make my music videos, like they were called like iCDs or something. And if you put it in a Saturn or a 3DO or a Sega CD, there were things on there to do.
That'd
you know
be
what
good
I mean?
for a future video or something.
Yeah,
to get some of those and play them through a Saturn.
That would be awesome. Yeah, because they were like the band's music, but then it would be like a puzzle you can put together. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like there were like activities that you could do while you were listening to the band's new album, and I think like it was semi-big people. Like it might have been like InXS might have done theirs as a CD interactive, but I don't know. It's not like I was a huge InXS fan. I might have, dude. I just might have at this point. I might have just made that whole fucking thing up. None of that matters. Yeah, Multi-Gunman saying maybe I can get the laser replaced. I definitely can get the laser replaced, but I don't know a guy. You know what I mean? Like if I don't want to be sending out the Saturn, not because Saturns are like priceless at this point, but they're not that many in circulation, and I don't know a guy in the neighborhood that I could do. So like I said, at the moment I had 3 working. I've still got 2, but it'll be okay. Yeah, Josh Jack is saying "oh no" with an exclamation point after it, but I'm pretty sure that that's meant sarcastically.
Call the Sega repair guy.
You know what? I think there's a number. My Xbox One definitely has a number. Want to look at my Xbox?
Should we call him?
Yeah, let's do that. All right, so Alexa, turn on Xbox 360.
Okay.
Is there enough light over here? Let's give it some light. We're probably gonna have to move in to see things. So this is an Xbox 360. The Xbox 360, the original components were made in Italy. Few people know that. But this is an Italian Xbox. The Italian Xbox was white. And that was the one that originally came in here. This is the second, like, black Xbox. But we like it. It comes from Sicily. All right. But here, what we need to show them is this. Come in, zoom down here. You see that? What does that say?
What?
What did that say?
All that stuff? That health warning?
Yeah, never mind. Don't
no
look
way.
at that stuff.
Oh, they can screenshot that. Boom. All right, photosensitive seizures.
Seizures.
A white Xbox, that's racist.
That's what was in there. And that's why these are hardwired in, right? And there's a brain. Come over here. I want them to see the brain. You're not going to be able to see the brain because it's too dark. This is the Xbox up here that I have wired through to the TV and to all the power. Underneath that, under this white thing, there's a big black box there. That's called the brain. Can you see the brain under there?
Yeah,
all right, the brain. So this is the brain, this square box. This square box has a bunch of USBs into it, has a bunch of different power things coming into it. There's a lot going on because that also controls the reset button here. If I wire this back up to the brain, and the brain is probably the most expensive part of this whole machine at this point, but if I hook everything back up to the brain, I throw the white machine back in there. This is Xbox 360, factory perfect, right off the floor where I stole it. Fuck you, Toys R Us, you're out of business. What are you gonna do? All right, so this does not have an 800 number to call for service. That's what I was looking for.
All right, well,
I know that. Let's see what this one does. Here we go.
We've got the PlayStation.
SCEA. Alexa, turn on PlayStation 2 kiosk.
Okay.
So, this is the SCEA, which is the Sony Corporation something America. No, for real. SCEA is Sony. No, it is. For real. Or go to www.playstation.com. That really is. Do you think I'm making that up?
No, I just like the way you explain it. That's all.
Do we want to call them?
But we have no problem. Do you have a problem with your PlayStation 2?
Well, listen, I can see if there's even anybody still there because, you know, they don't make PlayStation 2s anymore.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. If
All
someone
right.
just random guy picks up, he's like, I'm the last guy who works here.
All right.
I only answer calls for PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3.
All right. Alexa, call 1-800-345-7669.
I can only call phone numbers from your Alexa to phone.
Oh, no. And my phone is hooked up to fucking play this stupid video.
7669.
Alexa, stop.
Josh says, money well spent. Who needs life insurance?
Not me. I don't do anything dangerous. All right. So, my phone is being used right now for this. So, because I'm streaming, I can't call. Do you want to call Darren?
I'm also using it for your stream as well.
It's not that we're afraid of the Sony Corporation.
I am.
It's just that we can't because we're both using our phones to support the stream. Sony is not the mother. She does not control all. We would never do anything to hurt the mother. The mother is the one that gives us life. The mother is the one that brings us death. The mother is the one that brings us Grand Theft Auto. Yes, she did. And she brought it to us in thrilling rainbow color. Beautiful, stunning rainbow color. When someone bled out on the street, we saw it, PlayStation 2. We did it because of you. Because you gave us the power. Now we're playing with power. Was that Tony?
That was great.
But I don't do that when you're not here.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope not.
This is not the relationship that we have. I don't treat her controller ports like teats. Breastfeeding and her whole look at these curves, dude. Like, look real quick, come out to the Xbox 360 again. Just give us a little room. Come here and see the Xbox 360, right? Look at how fat she is. She comes down, she goes, whoa, she got a big gut.
I like it.
So you look at her and you go, all right, like Xbox 360, you're cute. But PlayStation 2, oh mommy. From the top of your plexiglass PlayStation 2 sign, all the way down to your protruding buttocks and slender legs. I'm not saying I have sex with my kiosks. I'm just saying if I did,
it would be the PlayStation 2 one.
Look out, PlayStation 2. In an F, marry, kill?
I'm calling that number. Someone please call this number now. This PlayStation needs help.
So listen, what I'm thinking is, if there was an F, marry, kill, where it was the Sega Saturn kiosk behind you,
yeah,
the Xbox 360 kiosk, or the PlayStation 2 kiosk, which one? Which one would I fuck?
Well,
which
Sega
one
Saturn...
would I marry, and which one would I kill?
All right, well...
All right, let's have this conversation.
Okay.
I wish we can we just flip the camera on ourselves? Like, we can. I know. There we go.
We just have to...
And then that way we'll fucking be able to see what we're looking at.
There we go.
All right, step back there so we can see. You guys are awesome for hanging out with us.
Whoa.
You all right? Did you just get one of those things up your ass?
No.
Because that happens. Oh, now I wonder why my Saturn doesn't work the way it's supposed to. Only started happening when I started hanging out with you. Those other 25 years, my Saturn was fine. So.
There you go. All right, so F, marry, kill.
F, marry, kill.
Xbox.
Wait, you know what?
PlayStation.
Let's not even do my kiosk. Make it more open to everyone. Whatever your years of systems were, if you were Super Nintendo, Genesis, if you were Master System, Nintendo, Atari 2600, whatever the competitors were at the time. F, marry, kill in that genre. Like for you, Genesis, Super Nintendo, TurboGrafx 16. F, marry, kill. Anyone else who knows those systems, remembers those systems, you remember those systems? Play along. I'm going to do this for each of the generations that I recall. All right, so take a deep breath. It's very important, and I want you to talk it out. Tell me what your thought process is. F, marry, kill.
Okay.
TurboGrafx 16.
All right.
Super Nintendo.
All right.
Or Sega Genesis.
Sega Genesis has that blast processing, so that's got to be F. Because that blast processing. Okay. Sorry about that. So kill TurboGrafx.
Really?
Because I never owned one.
I never owned one. Well, I owned one.
So get rid of
Okay.
TurboGrafx, and you got to marry Super Nintendo because I had a Super Nintendo for years. And it is like it's like you're married to it when you're 11, 12 years old and you own a Super Nintendo.
Yeah, but then
that's who you come home to. That's who you play with. You nurture.
But
if
then,
anything's wrong with it, you go crazy.
When they sell you a Super Scope 6, don't you want a divorce?
Well, I think Super WrestleMania was
That
time
was
for a
the
divorce.
breaking point.
Yeah, that was horrible.
All right. So first round goes to Super Nintendo. Second round, we're going back in time because I didn't think of this game until after I started.
Wait, but what's your answer?
Oh, my answer?
Super
That's
Nintendo,
easy.
Genesis,
Dude, I'd get them all together. We'd have a big fucking gangbang.
Okay.
No. No, for me, you know what? This is terrible. I would fuck the Sega Genesis. Oh, I would fuck the Sega. I would fuck her hard.
Okay.
I would fuck the Sega Genesis so hard that her controllers would fly out of those little ports they plug into. Then I would quietly sneak over and kill the TurboGrafx 16.
Yep, definitely.
And I too would want to spend the rest of my life with Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
As much of a fucking Sonic, Sega Saturn, Ate My Kid's Future collection, all this Sega shit I have all over my house, Super Nintendo makes more involved, more fucking, like suck you in, give me your money. It's got Nintendo on it, give me your money. They make more of those games. Super Nintendo would be a much better system to spend the rest of my life with.
Multi-Gunman says, marry Genesis, fuck TurboGrafx 16, and kill Super Nintendo.
Oh my God,
Hey,
dude.
you know what?
I thought we had shit in common. Listen, don't unfollow. But dude, you would kill the Super Nintendo.
But marry Genesis, I mean, it is a toss-up.
Yeah, all right, listen,
marry
it is.
Genesis.
But I don't know if I'd still
because that blast processing, you don't want to lose that blast processing. You got to marry it.
But maybe you want the Mode 7 graphics. You got to trade off one or the other.
Yeah.
All right, next round, going back in time. We're going way, way back till you had the option between a Commodore 64, an Odyssey, or an Apple IIe.
That's
Okay.
way before my time. I started with Intellivision and then I went into NES.
So let's
Those are my first two consoles.
Intellivision, Atari, ColecoVision.
Okay.
That's an
All
easy
right.
one. Let's go. Intellivision, Atari, ColecoVision.
Okay.
Who's out there?
We
Josh?
got Flood Fetter out there throwing out some Bill Millers, Ducks,
What?
and
What?
some Vince McMahon.
And we got Josh Jack saying that he never had N64.
You know,
you think he means in a biblical way? Like, I never had her.
You know how
she was asking for it.
I got my N64 from a radio station. I won it from a radio, like a call-in thing.
What?
Yeah, it was like right when I moved to Philadelphia, and it was like one of the radios. I forget what radio station it was, but it was some simple question.
And then he was like, "I'm never leaving Philadelphia."
Yeah, exactly.
He was like, "I want to go home. I want to go home." Holy fuck! They
yeah, and it
gave
came with
me
like an extra game. It came with an extra controller. It came with a bunch of like extra little like things, like little Yoshi, like Beanie Babies and stuff. It was pretty good.
And Darren held on to those, which is why now he's independently wealthy.
I wish I would have. Who knows? It probably would be worth at least $5 by now.
No, fuck those things that were like limited release. Like if Nintendo gave out
they came out with
a couple
Yoshi
thousands of those,
the first Yoshi game.
Yeah.
Yoshi's
So if that was something that like Nintendo did to promote the game, and they only gave out like 1,000 in the U.S. radio stations, and then you have one of them, you know what you have? Do you know what a pair of magical testicles is worth? They're priceless, and you know why? Because they don't fucking exist.
My testicles are magical. Because I do Leviosa on my penis every night, baby. Kablam! I gotta take a break.
Well, I'm going to keep things going because I know that if Darren would have held on to any of those things, they would have been worth more than magical testicles. Because there are probably some magical testicles in the world. Like, I've never seen one. I guess if I saw one, I'd have to see two because they generally come in pairs. But I've never seen one magical testicle or two magical testicles. And to be, 100% up front here, I have not seen a lot of testicles. So I wouldn't really know if some were more magical than others. But yeah, so what I'm saying is if Darren would have held on to one of these special naked Yoshi dolls that the radio station and Nintendo put together, where Yoshi had a little penis instead of his tongue poking out, like if you squeezed him, went bloop, and his penis came out. But it was officially, not just officially licensed, but produced and distributed by Nintendo to these 1,000 radio stations. They're the only ones. There's only 1,000 of these variants of Yoshi where he's got a little penis that pops up, boop, instead of the tongue sticking out when you squeeze him. Well, Darren won one of those. The other people who won them, heroin addicts. I think that the band they were giving them out to was like, fucking whatever a heroin band is. I don't want to disgrace anyone. But he got that. He's the only one who thought to hold on to it. It's the last one of a 1,000 piece original run of a naked Yoshi where if you squeeze him, his dick pops up instead of his tongue flying out of his mouth. That is priceless. Priceless. Just like a pair of magical testicles. Welcome back.
Hello, it's me, Mario.
I was about to have a conversation with him, but then he flew away. Dude, is that your pipe?
Well, Mario went into the pipe. Is that what you're saying? Oh, okay, yeah. Mario went into a pipe is what he's saying. All right.
What else would I be saying?
What's better? I had Intellivision and Atari 2600. Josh Jack. I remember I had a Game Gear and the batteries would always run out. I would buy cheap batteries from the store and they would die in 3 minutes. I used to love the Game Gear.
The Game Gear was fucking amazing and was a battery eater. And they came out with a battery pack for it, and it doubled the width of the game.
Yeah.
Like it was a big giant battery pack that hooked to the back, but now you're playing the game like this. You can't even get your, it's like when a muscle guy tries to touch his cock and he's like this. That's what it was like trying to play the game because your hands are all like this. You remember Dagwood from the old Blondie cartoons?
Yeah, yeah.
And Dagwood would get that sandwich that he couldn't fucking fit in his mouth. That's what Game Gear with the battery pack on. It was like, it hurts to keep my fucking hands like this. This is killing me. It's killing me, and I want to play the game so bad, but I got roided out guy can't touch my penis disease. But it was amazing that it was backlit. Had some great games. The Sonic that ran on that was as good as the Sonic on the Sega Master System.
Oh yeah.
Like, it was basically spot on.
Yeah, I used to love playing Columns on Game Gear. I don't know why. And
Dude,
Joe Montana.
Listen, we just played Columns. Well, we just played Columns, but we shoot this shit in advance. So we played Columns, and we both enjoyed Columns so fucking much. Columns was like, I was excited. Like, I had this high.
Oh yeah.
Like when you're like gambling.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh my god, is the music
Columns
going
are
faster?
the lines that I'm about. I'm about those lines.
Columns lines go away. They really go a long, long way. Columns lines. You don't know that song?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you're looking at me like you are.
I wanted to see where you're going with it.
Well, I was gonna go somewhere, but then I got
read.
I got a little embarrassed. I was like, maybe
You're like, Darren, jump in here.
right. I'm like, maybe I need to dial this down because apparently I'm too crazy.
All right.
All right. So
I had the Stunt Cycle console that was put out by Atari in the late 70s, Floodfetter.
holy fuck, dude, that your parents were rich. Your parents were rich as fuck. It was the
Stunt Cycle console.
The Stunt Cycle console was a fucking bike that hooked up to your TV that you then played video games while riding the fucking
So it was like
bike.
the Peloton.
It was like the Peloton.
Oh, shit. Okay.
It was like the Peloton of video games, but you kind of had a thing and you were kind of, oh my god, dude. You are fucking Richie Rich. No, you're, what's his name? Silver Spoons. What was that kid? Did you ever see Silver Spoons?
Yeah.
What was that kid? Ricky.
Ricky,
Ricky Ricardo.
No.
He had a Puerto Rican son, a Cuban son.
Well, no, Alfonso Ribeiro was on Silver
He
Spoon.
was, and he danced like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right. So what was it? What was the thing with the stuff?
The Stunt Cycle?
The Stunt Cycle.
Yeah.
So the kid from Richie Rich.
Yeah.
Ricky Schroeder. Whoever he
Ricky,
played.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Ricky Schroeder.
All right. So your parents were that. Like you're like, oh, we had a train running through the living room, and I had the video game that I rode the bike on, and I had a pony that just shit everywhere it fucking wanted. Daddy didn't care. Daddy was like, if you want the video game where you ride the bike, you're going to fucking get it. And if you want the horse that runs through the house just fucking shitting everywhere, gosh darn it, you're going to get it. Whatever you want, your daddy's little boy.
He said it was only handlebars, though. And he was definitely not rich. That's what he said. You're thinking of, like, some other shit.
I know. Who is saying this? Who's saying
Bloodfetter.
this? Bloodfetter, you motherfucker. You know. You know exactly what I'm saying. You can't sit there on your iron hill with your throat cold.
Fucking pony? Is that what you said?
The pony running all over, shitting all over the fucking place, and you're gonna sit there on your high hill and you're going to tell me that you weren't rich because you only had handlebars. You motherfucker. I was so poor, my parents couldn't get a seat on my bike. You know where that pole went when I slowed down? Do you have any idea? Lots of comedians will joke about their uncle raping them. They didn't. My bike raped me because we were poor. You're going to complain because you only had handlebars attached to your video game system.
Okay, now that I've cried.
I'm sorry. Are you upset? Are we going to get through this? You and me together.
So back to F, marry, kill. F, marry, kill. Going back to F, marry,
All right, here we
kill.
go. F, marry, kill.
All right, so let's forget all those older systems. Let's go a
let's
little
go a
bit
little
further.
more. All
Okay,
right.
let's go into Okay, so we did 16-bit.
Right. Let's not.
Let's go to 32.
Let's
Let's
not
go
do 32X.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
all
Like,
right,
don't
okay.
hit me that Sega CD. That wasn't their 32-bit
So we'll do
launch.
PlayStation 1,
PlayStation
Sega Saturn.
1, Sega Saturn, and
You want to go N64 in the mix?
would it be? It would be N64.
All right.
Yeah, that's the three.
F, marry, kill.
F, marry, kill. What was it? PlayStation 2. No, what was it?
PlayStation 1,
PlayStation 1,
Sega Saturn,
Sega Saturn,
and then the N64.
and then the N64. Boom. What does everybody say?
All right.
We've got to
So
give them
all right.
37 minutes to chime in. All right, so how about you?
Okay, right off the bat, there's so many. PlayStation had 1 billion games, right?
It did have 1 billion games.
I gotta marry.
It had 100 million shovelware games, but it had 1 billion games.
I gotta marry PlayStation on that fact
That's
alone.
what you
A
gotta
lot
do.
to offer into the
Yeah,
marriage.
but if she puts 100 things on the menu, but none of it is any good.
yeah,
Like she's
yeah.
like, we have the fish tonight, but the fish is really, really fucking bad. Does it make a difference that she can make 150 fucking meals with that
It
fish?
does. It does.
It's that same bad fish.
It does because.
If you have to eat that same fish for 150 meals.
Okay, but we're using these 3 consoles, so I'm
Right.
sticking with marry PlayStation
All right, Mary,
because of the
go ahead.
content,
All
the
right.
amount of content.
That's a stinky pussy.
N64, we're killing, because even though there's a few fun games, it's stuck. It's
I'm,
just stuck where it is.
I am very surprised. Like,
Yeah.
generally when we get into a Genesis Nintendo thing, he's like, Genesis sucks my dick. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Why don't you ever talk like this on camera? Like, this is ridiculous. And then he goes, listen, when we turn that camera back on, you remember, you're my fucking puppet. I've got my hand up your ass. You don't say anything without me telling you what to say. And I'm like, all right, because I don't want him to hit me again.
That was me put my hand up your ass.
Oh! Alright. So, F, marry, kill, you said you're going to...
I'm marry PlayStation because of the bajillion games, and then I'm killing off N64, and we're fucking Sega Saturn.
Alright, so if you're fucking Sega Saturn, I assume you're fucking Sega Saturn for a particular game or a particular character. You're like,
Possibly.
Look, alright, so look, maybe you're going like, alright, look, you got fucking Blocky,
Lara,
Peach, you got, yeah, well, no, they don't. But over here does.
Yeah.
We're killing off the N64 because polygon tits are made for kids. You want something a little smoother. You want to get away from Nintendo's rotoscoping graphics, whatever the fuck that means, and you want to see some almost fully rounded boobs. And a little bit of a rounded ass, maybe, but it was kind of triangular.
Wait, what character?
I don't know. All right. I thought we were talking about
research.
Mario 64.
No. I thought we were talking about Lara Croft.
Yes, we were.
Okay.
So, all right, the 3 systems were PlayStation 2,
PlayStation 1,
PlayStation 1, my bad,
Sega Saturn.
PlayStation 1, Sega
N64.
Saturn, and 64.
So, Multi-Gumman says he agrees with me. All right.
All right, so now I'm going to tell you it the right way. Did that rich prick leave?
No, why would you say that?
Because that just gets to me. That fucking handlebar thing
Don't
with he's got the handlebars and I can barely get myself to school in the morning. He's like, oh no, mommy only let me get the handlebars. I didn't get the full bike version. And it's like, because the full bike version didn't exist. He was going to make his mom go out and have something specially made. That
But
would
you
hook
told
up
me
the-
it was a stationary bike, so
It was.
Peloton.
Yes, it is. But all right, so he did have the down a level. Like, he wasn't Thurston Howe the third kind of rich. He was Thurston Howe the fourth kind of rich. After Thurston Howe blew through all the money, but he still had the fucking properties. It's like Monopoly. You just need to have a lot of hotels.
And then he says all of this. Meanwhile, he's got an almost complete Sega Saturn collection right behind him.
All right, but what was I saying wrong? Did
About being rich and wasting money
right,
on
no.
handlebar
No,
sun cycles.
listen. That was different because that was his parents paying for his rock and roll lifestyle.
Okay.
Like, who's gonna pay for your rock and roll lifestyle? Who's gonna pay for your rock and roll lifestyle? Who's gonna pay for your rock and roll lifestyle now that you're out on your own? Now, my rock and roll lifestyle, what? I paid for that. Well, the bank owns them, but I did that. I didn't go, Mommy, buy me the Nintendo controller that's a bike. All right, but that's not what we were talking about. Have I chased everyone away?
Yes, you have. In good fashion.
F, marry, kill.
F, marry, kill. What are you doing?
Okay.
I know who you're marrying.
You don't know who I'm marrying.
Yes, of course I know who you're marrying.
Listen, I've married that chick before. No, listen. He thinks that I'm going to marry the Sega Saturn.
Of course.
Because I love the Sega Saturn. I love everything Sega. I love Sonic. When Sonic had the regular girlfriend that was the blonde girl before they did the whole thing. Do you remember that?
No.
Like
I
the
thought
original
Amy was
story.
always his girlfriend.
No, the original story was he had a hot human girlfriend who looked kind of like Marilyn Monroe. I swear to God.
She was a furry.
Look
She was
it
into
up.
furries.
She was, but it was before anyone even knew. But she was always there, like in a skirt that barely covered her ass, with her hands between her legs, like, oh, Sonic. And she exists. She's a real thing. I swear to God, look her up. Sonic's human girlfriend. And believe me, if you're ever a girl at a convention dressed as Sonic's human girlfriend, you get so many experience points. People are like, that's so random. That's so great. Oh my God, I can't believe
does
it.
that.
That's so kawaii.
That's like Cammy.
Yeah, no, it's not like that.
No, everyone does Cammy.
Everybody who has a girlfriend who's got a big ass is like, honey, why don't we go and I'll be you and you can be Cammy. And he's
and then
like,
the guy who dresses as Ryu is like nothing. Like,
he's just got a pair of like white pajamas on.
Yeah, he doesn't even have the gi on or whatever.
You're like, what the fuck is this? And she's like, I paid $3,000 and had to have my whole body like de-haired because I got a big piece of dental floss coming out my ass, and you're in your fucking pajamas?
Oh yeah, I remember in the late 90s, early 2000s, you went to a comic convention then. You're wasting your whole roll of disposable camera on Cammy. Immediately, just throw away that camera alone is all Cammy pictures.
And all creep shots too. It's like, Cammy, can I get my picture with you? It's her walking away.
Yeah,
continuously.
she's not even acknowledging you.
She's not even human anymore. We did a video convention. What was it? It was New Jersey GamerCon. Do you remember we did it? And there was like this sexy kawaii maid kind of thing.
Yeah, that's right.
There was
you have
a
to pay
sign.
like $30 to eat like a cookie in there, and then they'll like walk around with just like something covering their nips or something like that.
But there was a sign out that side of that place that said, "Cosplay is not consent," and went through a whole thing. Well, I'm standing there with some kid, and by kid I mean like somewhere between 17 and 19. Like, everything's a kid to me, but this kid was 17 to 19.
17 to 19.
Someone, like, he was in that range, right? And he's reading this sign, and he goes, like, he reads it, and he looks at me, and he goes, remember, it's cosplay is not consent. Do not touch a cosplayer. Do not feel it necessary. Do not treat them like you know them or like you own them. Like, it's a whole list of shit. He looks at it, he reads all this, like, empowering to women, like this is just the fucking right thing to do shit.
Yeah.
He turns to me, he goes, come on, man, we're at a video game convention. And then he walks past me, and I'm horrified, right? Like, I don't answer him like I should have gone, what the fuck are you saying? But instead I went, and then he wandered off to go like molest someone. And it was like, I didn't tell, like, as an elder statesman at these video game conventions.
Yeah.
I'm an old guy. I've been doing this before you could get the internets on your cell phone.
Oh yeah.
So you had to buy price guides, and price guides were as thick as a phone book, but you could find out what a Super Nintendo game cost, and it was fucking genius for the guys who published it, because every year they'd publish a new one because there was no way to update that information, and the cost of printing a book is expensive, so the thing costs like $30. Now, of that, probably like a third of it was probably profit for them because there was no one else doing what they did. When they put out the new one, all they had to do was go in and change prices and change dates. And every 2 years for $30, you bought this thing.
I had the pricing guide for action figures, and I remember like looking at my action figures, like this thing's gonna be worth a lot, and then like in the bottom you see like an asterisk, if in mint condition in box. Right, yeah. Meanwhile, mine's missing like an arm, like it's got like a backup like Ninja Turtle arm popped in the socket. Which is
better. like if I'm gonna have a doll, like I want a mismatched doll. Like I want fucking Yoda's leg on one side, Princess Leia's leg on the other. I want Princess Leia's torso because who doesn't want Princess Leia's torso? Am I right? So, and then I want
that's controversial.
I want Luke Skywalker's head on Princess Leia's body with the Yoda leg and the Han Solo leg, and then you know what I want the arms to be? Fucking one C-3PO arm and one R2-D2 leg. Because he doesn't really have an arm, but it fucking tucks into the arm
got
thing.
That thing, yeah.
And I want to see that motherfucker try to get around. That's the action figure that I want to make. Oh, you want to hop around so your Yoda leg's in the air, but you're going to fall over, and then you're going to fall on your side, and then a giant worm from Empire Strikes Back is going to eat you. That's what had happened.
All right. We got Canada Isn't Real from Roland K.
I believe that.
Canada is actually a UFO.
Canada is not a UFO because to even toy with the idea that Canada is a UFO, first you have to accept that Canada is real.
InfoWars.
Is that an InfoWars sound? I don't know InfoWars. I go, InfoWars, buy my drink, do this stuff. Disney controls the government. The Little Mermaid is poisoning our seas and our children.
It's making the Yangling poisonous.
If you live in Ohio, I gotta get a drink.
All right. Well, he's got to go for a drink. With that being said, let's take a look at some more of his games. Because I want to show you some of my favorite Sega Saturn games. I'm touching everything with my Wiener. Alright, so we talked about Clockwork Knight, right? Where's that? Oh yeah, Clockwork Knight. Then there was part 2, which was really good. But then there was one of my favorite games, which is... There we go. Now it's not a great game, but this was always one of my favorite games because it was a 3D platformer back when there weren't too many. I guess there weren't too many, but it was just like one of the first ones that I played. So it was called Croc Legend of the Gobos, and it is a crazy ass game. When I say crazy, it's like extremely stressful, and it's a hard platform because it's like the controls are horrible, and that's what makes it so fun. It was definitely the first platform I think I bought for the Saturn, though. And I thought, I was like, alright, cool, this thing looks like it'll be simple. And it was probably the worst thing ever, because just the controls were so horrible. Alright, and then, let's find one more game. One more game to talk about, one of my favorites, one that I owned. Oh, of course, we gotta go. Where is it? There we go.
Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom.
Daytona USA. That's a classic right there. Alright, Daytona USA's got some great music. It's got the Rolling Star, amongst other great things. It's got the 2-player split screen mode. I remember I used to play with my little sister. And the best thing was that I played it all the time, so I was really good at it. And she would rarely play it, so every time I play her, I'd win. So that was fun. Daytona USA.
Rolling Star. Did you
right.
ever...
Jason's back.
Did you ever get the 3 in a row on the slot machine? You know about that?
Oh, yeah.
Like you...
on the overpass or something like that?
On the overpass. Do you know how to do it? There is a way to stop that spinner, and if you match them, nothing really happens, but I think you get the pleasure of matching.
We got some people here. Briarwood Says hello.
What up, Briarwood? Would
And
you, Briar?
Gunman's still here.
Would you, Briar? Yes, I would. Multi-Gunman's still here, but the little rich kid left, didn't he?
No, why would you say
The
that?
little rich kid
No.
left.
There's no little rich. Kid.
No, he was.
First of all,
right, listen. For the people who just came in the chat, what was his name? Tell me his name.
Floodfetter.
Floodfetter.
He's from Bill Miller's Ducks channel.
Let me tell you about fucking Floodfetter.
He's a great guy.
He might be a good guy.
And we appreciate his company.
You should probably go follow him, but what a fucking prick. Do you know? Do you know he was comparing his childhood? He was like, "Oh, I had the Super Nintendo with the Super Bicycle that hooked up to the Super Nintendo that also had a flat screen TV that I could just drive around the fucking neighborhood while I was playing Super Paperboy." And then I was like, "Oh, dude, you know, my dad died and never taught me how to ride a bike." And he was like, "Oh, it must suck to be poor." So, even though I like him as a loyal participant in the chat and for being here and blah, 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 I can't get over the fact that he kind of shit all over, you know, my dead dad.
Well, Bill Miller's Duck is in the building. Bill Miller's Duck in the building.
I can't believe it.
Quack times 8.
Now we made it, right?
That's the 8 quack salute. I always give him the 8 quack salute whenever Bill Miller's Duck is in the building.
Looks like we made it, because we got Bill Miller's Duck. When we were about to say, what the fuck, then he came. Bill Miller's Duck.
Bill Miller's Duck.
Bill Miller's Duck.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Doesn't give a fuck when he's down on his luck.
He's no cuck. Bill Miller's Duck.
Are you sure about the cuck thing?
He gets his own theme music.
But are you sure about the cuck thing?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
He's no
okay.
cuck.
All right.
You kidding me?
I didn't know. You know, I don't know Bill like
No,
that.
you hear this guy? Bill Miller. Fuck,
Listen,
marry, kill.
Oh.
PlayStation 1, Sega Saturn, and 64. Fuck, marry, kill. PlayStation 1, Sega Saturn, and 64. I want to hear your answer.
And fucking give us the answer. The other folks let us know. Look, you can't just be like, "Oh, N64 because she's fat and she's black." No, that's not okay. You've got to give us a reason. Like, N64 gave me this, but, you know, romance them a little. You know, point out their good attributes. Don't always be so negative, Bill. If I had one thing, if I could impart one thing on the graduating class of 1999, it would be these two words.
Suck it!
Wear sunscreen.
Multi-Gunman says, marry PS1, fuck Sega Saturn, kill N64.
All right, and that's all very good. Those are actually good answers. I agree with those answers.
Oh,
But
Bill
why?
Miller says the same thing.
Yeah,
And that was me too. I said
and
the same
I
thing.
said the same thing too.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I think that's unanimous.
I think that's the way it is. It doesn't even mean they were the best system of the time. It doesn't even mean they had the best games of the time. It just means that they were the most fuckable.
It just means you have to kill N64.
Yeah,
Because it couldn't last. It couldn't stand the test of time. It's strange because it's 64,
Yeah,
so it's
but you know what?
it's 2 times the amount of both PS1 and Sega
But
Saturn.
it's because
But there's something about it.
they were lined up with PlayStation.
much
Sony
first party.
Sony was building them a CD add-on for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
They were building
you're right.
it. It was
You're right.
done. They were like, here's this thing that we're going to give you so that we can release our games. We'll do some profit sharing, but we're going to give you this thing. It's going to hook to the bottom of your thing. We're going to get some money. You're going to get some money. Everything's going to be great. Nintendo was like, we like that idea. We're going to call it the Dolphin. Let's see how it works out. You know what they did? They fucking killed the Dolphin.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't Dolphin Save Tuna. They fucking killed the Dolphin.
Tuna
so
fish.
they killed the Dolphin, right? So Sony had Virgin Image Soft, which was making games and making really good games.
Yeah,
Peter
we played-
Pan.
Yeah, we just.
What was one? What was the other one? I don't remember.
Who knows?
But whatever they are, they make really good games.
Yeah.
And here they are, and it's like, fuck, this is amazing. Let's do this. And
then
Sony
was just like,
Sony was like, oh, you don't want to do this? You killed our fucking Dolphin? We'll just throw some controllers in the front of it, and we'll put it out as our own system.
Yep.
And they did that, and then Sony was like, well, we're not even going to have a disc system. We're going to put out another cartridge system, but our cartridges are going to be huge, and you're going to be able to have music on them, and you're going to be able to have really shitty, really blocky graphics. You can't have full motion video because it just doesn't have the power to drive it. So as good as the games are, as great as a Zelda is on N64, as fucking awe-inspiring.
I mean, yeah, there are a couple of games that are the exceptions, but there aren't enough of them.
Absolutely.
Like PlayStation 1's got a fucking Library of Congress. Sega Saturn, I mean, they've got so many great games that are classics and can still be played and enjoyed.
But
N64's got maybe like 10.
I'd still just fuck her. I'd still just fuck Saturn, and I'd be with you. I'd be fucking the PlayStation 2 every night.
Bill Miller says N64, he'd meet at a Motel 6.
Okay. Stick it in her back slot where you generally just put the power.
He'd go home to the PS to eat dinner and raise his half Japanese children.
Yeah, but again, I don't think he was here when we showed just how sexy the PlayStation 2 is, though, right? Like,
oh yeah.
Like it's a little different. Like you look at the Xbox 360. You know, again, the Xbox 360 is fat, but then you look at the PlayStation 2, right? And all the way from the top of her perfect acrylic PlayStation 2 all the way down to her bulbous chest and her rounded ass.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this lady is fucking hot.
Damn! And she plays the guy game.
She does play the guy game. That is an added bonus.
Do we play the guy game on Twitch, or does that get you banned immediately?
You know what? I'm wondering. Yeah, you know what? If we played a level that we hadn't played before, where everybody was still blurred, I don't see why we couldn't show it. Everything's blurred. There's nothing even sexual about that game. There really is nothing.
It's Girls Gone Wild, the video game.
Yeah, but there's nothing sex. Like it's really like about degradation.
Yeah,
like it's not even
is.
like, you know, oh, look how hot this is. It's like, oh, look how dumb she is.
Yeah.
Like it really is way worse. The reason that they should have pulled it from the shelves is not because it was sexual, but because it was just so fucking like backwards, so fucking antiquated. Like these girls are fucking property. Now show us your boobies, dummy. What's going on down here? Somebody said something. Somebody
All
told
right,
me.
Demo Danza's back.
What? Demo Danza! They made it.
PS is the SNES 2.0. All the third-party publishers went there with all of their franchises. Even the sound chip is similar.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Yeah, it's fucking terrible. It's terrible what happened.
Mm-hmm.
It ruined everything. It would, if that had not happened, if Microsoft had not splintered the market, Sega, I believe, would still be making systems and better systems than everybody else.
You really think so?
I really do. I think that if Sony had never gone to disc,
you don't think that Sega drove themselves to failure because of the Dreamcast, how easy it was to pirate the games? Because I thought that was the reason why, because of their downfall.
I don't think that was the downfall, because at the time, the first
were they just happy they were
board,
selling consoles? They didn't care about the pirating.
It wasn't so much that they didn't care about the pirating, but the pirating didn't really affect their bottom line that much. Even though a lot of people were pirating, think about how many people were buying whatever the NFL 2K, you know what I mean, whatever the next one is.
I mean, that's what, that's right.
So the numbers that you're losing to piracy don't really make a difference about the numbers that you're gaining. So to an EA, you can just go, look, this number is nominal. Like, we'll pay, the difference that you think it is, because it's really not that much. I think it had a lot more to do with the fact that they did the Genesis, then they did the Sega CD, which was an awesome addition to the Genesis. Then they did the 32X, which was sort of like, oh, we're going to give you this, but Saturn is right around the corner. Like, we're basically stuffing this now down your throat. We're giving you bought the Sega Genesis, You bought the Sega CD because it had more room and you had better graphics and you had better sound. But you bought the 32X because they fucking shoveled it at you. They were like, here's Sega's 32-bit game. And it was like, but it's a 32-bit game on a cartridge that's still not good. But now you can get some Sega CD games on the 32X version with better graphics. And you're like, why didn't you just give me the fucking Saturn? Like, throw that piece of shit away. Don't even show me that you have that piece of shit. Like, every time I take a shit, I don't pull it out and go, this is amazing. This is the best piece of shit. Just because Sega pulled the 32X out of their ass doesn't mean they had to show it to us. They could have just flushed that. They could have been like, oh, my bad. We didn't mean for you to see that. That was clearly not a shit that was up to par. I'm seeing people are texting in, but I don't know what you're saying. Yeah. I heard all this before. All right, good for you. So, as I was saying, that thing that I was talking about before was F, marry, kill. And I want to know from you, and you, and you, and you, and anyone that's in the chat, if you had to F, marry, or kill the PlayStation 2, the Xbox 360, or the GameCube, who's going? Now, Darren, if you have to kill the PlayStation 2, the Xbox 360, or the GameCube, and this is the important one. This is no bullshit. This is what it all comes down to. This is the whole marble bag. Actually, a marble bag is another name for balls, right? Like, yeah, my marble bag is very marbly, like a thick, delicious steak. And it's so tender. It's so tender that you just you don't want to bite it because it will melt in your mouth. That's what I'm talking about. So all right, let me reset because Darren disappeared and I need something to talk to and I'm way too blind to read this text. Oh, somebody's asking about the hat. And Floodfetter's in here still talking about how poor he was. What didn't you own, Floodfetter? You owned everything. You owned the whole fucking town. Your dad was Boss Hog, Floodfetter. He was Boss Hog. What did I say?
No, that was good.
Yeah, he was Boss Hog. He ran the town. Oh, Floodfetter's getting pissed. He's all green and going, rah, 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 rah. All right, so this is what generally happens here. Because tonight is not a night where things are happening like they generally happen. Things are a little different.
Wait, what was the last F, marry, kill? You were
right.
Let's
This is
do it.
all right.
Let's
This
do
is
it.
the
Let's do
one.
it.
Listen, let me in here though.
Let's
I
sit.
want a
Let's
cigarette.
sit.
I need a cigarette.
Smoke your cigarette.
I would love to, but you took my ashtray.
Floodfetter, I got your back, all right? All right, let's see. How can I win the cool hat? Oh, he's getting the... I think the trash hat's back here, isn't it? Yeah, it's over here. It's the trash hat, the trash hat. Yes, it's the trash hat. You want to win a trash hat? Well, all you have to do is be one of the first...
How do they win the trash hat?
Well, all you have to do is be one of the first 50 followers.
Wait.
There's
How do they
more.
win it, though?
How do you win it? You just become one of the first 50 followers on
50?
Twitch. Yes, only 50? One of the first 50
right.
followers on Twitch, and then we're going to throw your name into a hat. Then we're going to burn that hat. No, we're not. We're going to throw your name into a hat, then we're going to pick a name, and we'll do that live.
And it could be you because why not?
And it's the trash hat. It has a sticker on it. It's a snapback, and it says trash. So when you play with other people, they know how good you are.
Trash.
In that game.
You know what? We both stopped there because if this were any other video, that's where we would have stopped the tape. And we would have gone back at it, and we would have looked at it, and we would have gone, that was really funny. When you said the trash hat, why don't we come back in now? We'll take just a close-up of you just saying trash hat, and then we'll edit that all together. Like, that's the way it would normally be. So when we get to the end of something where we're like, okay, that's something, the two of us both go like this, there. We're both like, yeah, we just finished the bit. All right, stop it. But we're not stopping and we're keeping on. We're rolling right into the next bit. And the next bit, we still haven't answered the question.
Okay, so F.
Marry.
Kill.
Who would you fuck?
Which one?
If it were up against
All right.
the Xbox 360,
Xbox 360,
the PlayStation 2,
PlayStation 2,
and the GameCube.
I have to kill the GameCube. I have to. There aren't enough games on the GameCube to justify it not dying. PlayStation 2 has a plethora of games, and no, fuck Sunshine, because you know what PlayStation 2 has? The original GTA trilogy. You have, well, not the original, it doesn't have 1 and 2, but you start off with 3.
Right.
And then you got Vice City, and you got San Andreas. That's enough. That's enough for PlayStation 2.
Do you need a little bit of the Animals on the Island game? What was that?
Animals on the
Animal Crossing.
I don't need Animal Crossing. No.
You need a little Animal Crossing in your life.
It.
I think you need it.
I
think you don't know how bad you need the GameCube. Like, maybe you don't want to kill it.
No, you know why? Because there was one thing the GameCube did have. At the time, it had the remake for Resident Evil. They brought it to like this HD world.
RE0.
And it had RE0, yeah. But then they already remade that since.
And then how about Turok?
In future consoles.
Well, Turok was N64
N64
too,
yeah,
but Turok looked great on it.
So F, marry, kill.
All right,
so kill is GameCube for me. Get rid of GameCube.
Okay.
You know,
PlayStation 2.
Those brothers could get smashed.
PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360, and why?
That's tough because the
tough.
Xbox 360. I mean, there's so many games. And you could play all your Xbox games, but the PlayStation 2 you could also play all your PlayStation 1 games.
It's tough, right?
That's a tough one.
It is. It's
but
almost.
the 360 had GTA 4, which PlayStation 2 did they get GTA 4? I'm not sure.
The Xbox 360 got it late.
Or PlayStation 3 got GTA 4, I believe.
Well, whatever got it. You got to decide, and I know it's tough because on this side, we can't.
Bill Miller's got an answer though.
Let's get your answer, but let's just look at our competitors in a sexy way, like they do in the guy game, where we're like, okay, over here we have the very sexy.
Oh, okay, yeah, we got the PlayStation 2.
She's got the very sexy PlayStation 2. Look at her lines. Look at her curves. Ask her a question. Like, ask her a question about like political stuff. She's a beauty contestant. You know, ask her a question there.
The logo looks nice. Hey, PlayStation 2.
Yes, ask your question.
Would you marry me?
I would F, marry, and kill you.
All right. Well, we also have the 360 here. Oh, Bill Miller actually says he'd marry the Xbox 360. Fuck the GameCube and kill the PlayStation 2.
What?
Yes, the 360 has, well, some of his favorite games. Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 and GTA 5.
Well, listen.
Which is correct. It does have 4 and 5.
But if you're going to fuck any system, right? If you're going to fuck a system, you've got to think about the characters on the system. And PlayStation 2 had some sexy characters, including that chick from Blood Rain. I don't know what her deal was, but she was nothing but tits and blood. But Xbox 360 had Ooh La La. Darren, do you know Ooh La La?
No.
You don't know Ooh La La?
Well, tell me what game she's from, and then we'll figure it out.
Well, if I tell you what game she's from, then you'll be like, oh yeah, I know.
Okay.
But why don't you tell me what game she's from?
Oh, okay. All right.
I'll
Can you get a
I'll give you some
console?
clues.
Give me a console.
All right. I gave you the console.
What
I told
was it again?
you that the reason that I would keep the Xbox 360 and not the PlayStation 2 is because
Ooh La La. She's that.
is
I know
only on
she
this
is.
system. Well, don't wait.
That
let me
game
give
that
you a
you
hint.
used to like
Let
playing.
me give you a hint. Let me give you a hint.
No, I don't need the hint. I know
But
exactly.
for the people
who
at
it
home
is.
who don't know yet, because I want to give them a chance to guess.
Okay, all right.
Let's give. Has anybody got any idea who Ooh La La is?
Does anyone know who Ooh La La is?
The sexiest polygonal video game character of all time, blows fucking Tyler Swift away. What was her name? Not Tyler Swift.
Lara Croft?
Lara Croft.
No, Lara Croft is the goddess
All
of
right,
gaming.
but, all right. Does anybody tell you yet what a dummy you are? Like,
Xbox, okay, but the PS2 is great. I bought it with cash. I earned shoveling driveways all winter.
yeah. Who was that?
Bill Miller's stuff.
All right. Well, Bill Murray's duck. I'll take that from you. But don't let that other rich bitch come in here and tell me how he had to fucking shovel sidewalks
Hey,
with
he's
his
one of our
snow
first 50
blower.
followers.
Well, look, he might be one
He
of
has an
our first
opportunity
50
to win the
followers.
trash hat.
And he probably will win the trash hat because I would feel bad tomorrow when I look at this and was like, I was really hard on
Yeah.
Floodfetter. So
Yeah.
you'll probably win the fucking hat. Because I feel bad. So I'll give you the hat. I don't care. It's not my hat. Bill Miller provided the hat. All right, so hottest chick. Has anybody told you?
Is that the new question? Okay,
The new question. Come on. Who's
Who's the hottest video game character?
No. We all know who the hottest video game character
It's Ooh La La.
is. It's Ooh La La.
That's what you're saying.
But
But
what does everybody
let's
else
see what
say?
everyone else says. Who's the
No, all
sexiest
right, so
video
now-
game
all right,
character?
so now we just sit here. Look at
Wilma
me.
Flintstone, rat. Says Wilma Flintstone.
Listen, Wilma Flintstone was only in that one Flintstones game on the Super Nintendo, and if you think that was hot, then you have issues.
No, I disagree because Wilma Flintstone.
Wilma Flintstone had eyes as black as frying pans. She had silky hair. She had,
But
but
she knew how to make that bed rock.
Oh yes, she.
I'm done. I quit.
You
I
you
should
can
not be
quit. You know
allowed.
why you can quit? You just won the fucking internet. there's one winner on the internet every day, and it's the person who says the most clever thing, even if no one ever
that was not
finds out.
clever. That
No,
was
listen,
horrible.
listen. Even if no one ever sees it, even if no one ever knows about it, you get that award. If you put out a reel and nobody fucking watched it, if no one saw it and you're like, oh, I wasted all that time making a reel, and you put it out there, fuck, you don't have to worry that nobody saw it. The people that are important saw it.
Bill Miller says Candy Kong from Donkey Kong Country.
Ooh. Bill Miller's duck is a freak.
I gotta go Lara Croft. I mean, there was a time I was maybe like.
Did they tell
12
you
when
who
it
La
came-
La is?
Yeah. Well, does anyone know who Ooh La La is? For the love of God.
You know,
Someone
there's
explain
this
to
thing.
Jason
There's this
who it
thing
is.
called the internet. I know what it is, but I want them to tell me. Who is Ooh La La? Come on! It's not that fucking hard. Just grab your phone, type in on the little letters, and say, who the fuck is Ooh La La? And you know what they're gonna say? They're gonna, you know who will tell us? Alexa, who is Ooh La La?
Ooh La La is by Faces, with Rod Stewart on lead
No,
vocals.
that's not it. That's not
Rod
it.
Stewart.
What are you, crazy? If Ooh La La looked like Rod Stewart or the Pickle Man?
I like how you're calling Floodfetter poor, and then you're like, Alexa, wipe my ass, please. And like a fucking robot arm comes out and like
Again,
scoops
it's
shit out your
different.
ass.
Me and Floodfletter are different because Floodfletter's mommy bought him all his stuff.
Ah,
My Alexa-enabled toilet wiper
I'm trying
was
as
bought
well.
on my dime. And you know what? The Alexa-enabled toilet wiper is not cheap. They're like another product from Shitty Inventions.
Shitco.
Shitco. Get your auto wipers at Shitco. All right. I never got to answer the question. Do I get to answer the question?
Yeah. Answer the guy.
So, Ooh La La was the chick from Space Channel 5.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't.
You didn't.
Of course you wouldn't let me answer. I wanted to tell you exactly what it was.
I still don't think you knew.
Go Gadget Fleshlight.
You got to say Alexa first.
Alexa, Go Gadget Fleshlight.
So I was saying that they've got the thing with the stuff, and I lost it, man. It's totally gone. I'm looking for you to help me out.
Ooh La La.
Ooh La La,
Space Channel 5.
And she'd go, ooh, ooh, ooh. And you'd have to kind of dance around, and it was a rhythm game.
Oh,
and you'd
yeah.
go, A, B, B, Y. But it wouldn't be A, B, B, Y. It'd be whatever. Yeah, I
Abby?
guess it would be, yeah, whatever it would be. But you'd do the little thing, and then she'd dance, 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 shoot. And she was amazing. I'm pretty sure she was Asian. Like, I don't have that kink. I'm not, like, I don't look necessarily for Asian porn. You know, if I'm out looking for porn, I'll just, you know, whatever they give me. I'm not particularly specific about.
All right, let's play the exciting game of let's go right to his laptop and search and see what comes up. Come on, let's play that game.
You know, well, we can play the game. We can play the game right here. So, a normal search history for me would include phrases like stepmom, stepsister, free use, Asian, big dick, Asian, big tits, Asian, pork fried rice, Asian and 3 white guys, Asian with sauce on the side. But
okay.
I'm not like, it's not like I have some kind of fetish. You know, I like all kinds of porn. It's just, you know, somehow it just always kicks back this Asian MILF porn. It's the only thing that comes up in my search history anymore.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Asian. and I also I like the porns where they're, first off, I like the porns where they're speaking English. If you give me, I don't care how hot the German girl is, or how hot the Cuban girl is, or how fucking hot the Icelandic bitch is, I am not sitting through it if I don't know what you're fucking talking about. And if you put lower thirds at the bottom of your fucking video telling me what the people, well, fuck that, but like, if I'm reading, then I'm not watching you fucking. Like, I cannot do 2 things at once. So don't waste your time on that. I'm going to click to the next video and find some white girl getting railed out.
No. So back up. You're telling me that if there's sex on the screen and there's the lower thirds, you're going to be focusing on the lower thirds.
Because I have to know the story. Like, I swear to God, I have to know the story. Like, if I turn on a video of, like, people already, like, in the act of fucking, I'm like, no, I want a story. What led up to them fucking?
Okay.
Like, I want the guy comes in, hey, lady, I'm here to paint your fucking house. He goes, oh, look, I spilled paint all over my pants. She's like, oh, I can wash your pants. Oh, what do we have here? And then they start fucking.
Okay.
Like, I need the pizza delivery girl to come to the house. The guys to be like, oh, the money's on the table. We're just sitting here watching porn. And she's like, oh, well, do you mind if I watch with you? And they're like, sure, just pull your cock out. Come on. And then she sits down and she's fucking 4 fingers deep. And the guys are all sitting around in a circle jerk. And then she's like, are you sure this is okay, guys? And then one of the guys looks over and goes, holy shit, she's got a fucking pussy.
He goes, Gerard Depardieu. And the lower third pops up and you're like, eject, I'm done. I don't want to watch this anymore.
Absolutely. I'm like, I've made it this far, but I wouldn't have made it that far because I wouldn't have had any idea.
Take all 4 fingers out. This is over.
If you're not speaking to me in a language that I understand, then I don't want any parts of you. And I also don't want any parts of just British porn either.
British porn either?
British porn either. And you know what? I love degradation porn. I'm going to say it. I love degradation porn. So I love when they take...
So no British porn?
No, listen, here's why. So they take these girls out into the woods, and it's called dogging. And they take them out, and they, you know, it's like a car park, and guys just come out and fuck these girls, right?
Okay.
Like the husband shows up, and then they all get out and they fuck her. But it's all British. Like, this is something that happens in Great Britain, which is probably why it's called Great, is because guys just drive off into the woods with their wives and let 100 guys come in and fuck them. Well, anyway, I started watching these because I'm like, oh, that sounds fucking awesome. You're going to have a bunch of guys around this woman just face fucking her. which again has nothing to do with sexuality and way more to do with degradation. But this is going on, and then this British guy
Oh, hello there.
takes his cock out,
Hey, look at my penis.
and it's fucking ugly.
It's an ugly one, is it? It's got two teeth sticking out the front there, what it does.
And they all are bad. Like and dude, I never thought that I was into cocks. Like it's like I'm watching a porn to just watch a chick get railed.
He puts a condom on, it's got a top hat on.
Yeah, like
Oh, hello.
but these were all like, you know, they're uncircumcised and they're pulled back and they look like those thermoses that miners used to take, like when they worked in the mines in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And I was like, look, you know, that guy's fucking her with a big thermos, but it's got that thing at the fucking back. I don't know how I feel about that. So that was a long way to go from the fact that
That was great.
I would definitely save Ooh La La on the Xbox 360.
And that's the multi-gun, and that's how we got to Mario Brothers 3.
You know how we got to Mario Brothers 3? Is because we never played Mario Brothers 2. Because if they would have sold
Doki
more
Doki
copies,
Brothers.
Yes, that's all it should have ever been.
Fucking Doki Doki Brothers.
Yes. But they brought it to the
all
US
ruse.
and they were like, this is canon now.
We
We
got
got a
ripped
big
off.
pink chick that shoots eggs out of her mouth. If they would have sold more of those, they would have sold way less of Mario 3. Because people were like, what the fuck did you do?
Yeah, it's weird that Super Mario Brothers 2, that we had to live through that. You know, we never got the one that we deserved.
Well, we eventually got Lost Level.
But we did get the better one, in all honesty. Because I feel like even if you go back and you play the original Super Mario Brothers 2 that was released in Japan, it's just the same as the first one. So I'm glad that they kind of switched it up and gave us that different
Birdo?
version.
You're
they
happy
gave us
about fucking Birdo?
and all those fucking weirdo
You know who
characters.
else is happy about fucking Birdo?
Except the one flying thing. Whenever you went into like the little pots to get one of the keys, those little flying face mask things.
Yeah, I didn't
those
like
I
them.
hated them. Those are the worst.
And look, make every fucking character control the same way. Like we've had enough Mario and Luigi games since then. Then Mario and Luigi play the fucking same. Don't give me a princess that I can jump for 3 hours, and don't give me Luigi who goes la 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 la. Like I don't want it. Like I want just make everybody control the same and let me play the fucking game. Sorry, Super Mario Brothers 2.
So we do this thing where we go to conventions and we do roasts
Yes,
on
we
video
do.
game
We do that.
characters. We dress up as different video game characters and we
We've
roast
done
each
that.
other. Bill Miller's Duck is in the chat. He joins us on these fun events.
Adventures.
Yeah, adventures.
Events. They're events and adventures.
Adventures, yeah. And so we got one coming up, I believe, in a few months, right?
Well, we never really finalized that.
Okay, we never finalized it. So,
I haven't sent out an email because
well, if you'd like to watch some of the previous ones, they're on YouTube. In fact,
you're about to go. We'll cut to one now.
you see. What we were shooting before this is videos for our YouTube channel,
Classic Gaming Collective. In Instagram.com/Classic Gaming Collective. Twitch.tv/Classic Gaming Collective. Twitter.com/Classic Gaming Collective. OnlyFans.com/Classic Gaming Collective. So if you want to see all this, there's just a slight charge, but you're getting this you're getting us now for free.
But also,
And you know what? You might be done already. Like sometimes I watch the free shit, I finish. I don't need to go to the OnlyFans. But if you haven't finished,
go to Bill Miller's YouTube channel because he also put some videos from the conventions as well. And I had the opportunity to shoot a few, and we had a lot of fun.
and it wasn't embarrassing at all.
Yeah, here's a fun story actually. When we went to the last convention, and we got into like this green room.
Oh my God!
Fucking
This is
Bill
the
Miller like ran.
Oh no,
like,
not that one. The one before that you were in that with
Rogue.
Rogue. Okay, well Rogue is good
Rogue,
too.
yeah.
You tell Rogue, then I'll tell Tuvok.
But as soon as we got into this place, like there was like some type of ownership mentality that Bill was throwing down that immediately the whole rest of us kind of fell into, and we were just taking snacks left and right, eating
Like,
all the
people
Kind
would
bars,
come in,
Mountain
like-
Dews.
like nationally known fucking
YouTubers,
like YouTuber influencers would come in, and Bill would be like, "Are you supposed to be here?" And like, "Yeah, they told us we could come up here and get some pizza, man." He's like, "All right, everyone can have a slice."
Yeah, they're bringing in the pizza. He's like, you can leave it right there on the table.
Like, he just made it like we belong there.
Oh, it was so perfect. That's gonna be a memory forever that I'll just
always
hold dear.
The memory that I hold, unfortunately, was one of the shows you weren't at.
Yeah.
But we were in the green room there, and Tuvok was there, the actor who played Tuvok from Star Wars.
Tuvok Shakur?
No, the Tuvok, the black guy with the pointy ears.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, like he was there, like signing autographs, and they brought him and me lunch, and we're all in there, and a fucking motley crew is me, Bill Miller, Scott fucking Terry, and Will Fitz are sitting in there, and they usher Tuvok in, and they sit Tuvok down, and we're at these like banquet tables like you'd have at a wedding, but without the tablecloths on them, so they're just like these wooden, like, you know, like really shitty tables. So we're sitting at one shitty table, 6 feet away from us is Tuvok sitting at another shitty table. The guy who's Tuvok's handler.
He has his handler?
He has a
he's not even that big. He played fucking one character on a TV show.
But when you're at the game convention
they have to
protect with a handler. So the handler brings him in, sits him at the crappy table across from our crappy table, and goes, "Would you like me to get you a sandwich, sir?" And he goes, "Oh, yes, please, if I could have like a turkey sandwich." I don't know how he talks. I think he talks like that, dude.
Like, I'll have an ear of corn.
Can I have a turkey sandwich? That's what Kirk felt like. He didn't talk like that. But, who are these
turkey
people? So anyway, so he wanted the turkey sandwich. So the guy goes, "Okay, Mr. Tuvok," and he wasn't calling him Mr. Tuvok because clearly the guy has a fucking name. He doesn't go through life as Mr. Tuvok. He also played the character in Spaceballs, where it's all the guys like cleaning the planet, combing the planet for dessert, and he's the black guy who goes, "I ain't found shit." That's the same guy.
I love that one. That's one of my favorite lines in that movie. That's one of my favorite fucking gags in that whole movie, man. That's such a good bit.
Him with the pit.
Yeah. I ain't found shit. Oh, that's so good.
Well, he was that guy, and then he went on to play Tuvok in Star Trek. So for this convention, he was a big deal, right? So they're treating him like fucking gold.
Oh, okay.
So of course, because they're treating him like fucking gold, they're like, "Here's a bunch of fucking loose cannons that are clearly
here's a
fucking bunch of clowns that are clearly high." Not that not that I'd condone it, not that I'd ever say it. I certainly wouldn't say it on my Twitch channel because it's against the rules. But you know, we weren't high, but clearly anyone who was around us would think they smell like they're high, they look like they're high, maybe they're high. So she had this idea that we were high. They bring Tuvok in to sit him down next to us. And the guy goes, "Excuse me, Mr. Tuvok, can I get you something to eat?" He sounded just like that. That was the best fucking impression I ever did. If you would have seen that guy, that day, and you'd be like, "Holy fuck, it was that guy." All right.
So what happened with Tuvok?
All right, so that guy goes to Tuvok, offers him a turkey sandwich. He offers him a sandwich. Tuvok's like, "Yeah, I'll have some turkey." He walks over.
Turkey?
Yeah.
I just traveled the whole galaxy.
Yeah, right. Give me some fucking turkey.
Yeah, give me some turkey.
So he walks over, right? Turns to Tuvok and he walks goose step like he's a Nazi soldier. I don't know. It was really weird.
I hate people like that. Taking their job so seriously. I gotta walk perfectly to the next room to grab the turkey sandwich.
So I was like, "Mr. Tuvok, can I go get you a sandwich?" And then he goes, You were talking about, what was that game you liked on the Sega Saturn? Clockwork Night? You know how Clockwork Night? Well, that's how he walked. So he walks off to fucking get a sandwich. The sandwich is this fucking cold cuts platter that Bill Miller has already dug through. Like, it's been sitting there in this fucking warm room. Because it was
sweating.
like late February, early March was this convention. And it was up near Hershey, Pennsylvania, so it was fucking cold. So we're in here and we're doing this thing, and Bill Miller has fucking the buffet table on lockdown. Little dude comes over, I'm gonna get the sandwich for the superstar. And he picks up like the brown, like dried
Oh
turkey.
man.
Because that's all that's left, because the clowns fucking ate the good shit before Tupac got there.
Wow,
So
poor
then-
Tuvok, man.
Yeah, so poor Tupac. So we're sitting there, and dude, meanwhile, all this happens, I'm conveying it now. I had no idea it was fucking Tupac. Like, I didn't know from nothing until after the fact, because Bill Miller kind of gets us all. Bill Miller, I'm sorry, Will Fitz. Bill Miller would not do this.
Will Fitz, another funny comedian from
Will
the
Fitz
Philadelphia
is
area.
a very funny comedian.
He played the
and
Tetris block in a lot of our roasts.
the Tetris block. Go back and look at the Tetris block when he was the kid from Punch Out.
Oh yeah.
That was a
Little
great
Mac.
character. Little Mac from
Yeah, he
Punch
did great as
Out.
Little Mac.
The goat. All these things are available on our YouTube channel. He played the goat. What was the goat? The
Goat Simulator.
Goat Simulator Goat. He was so fucking into character that he put his tongue out and fell off the stage.
Yeah, he just threw himself like ragdoll.
Yeah, it was amazing. But yeah, so watch all those. But so here's what's happening now. Let's get back to the story.
Okay,
So here
back
we
to the
are
story.
with
Tuvok.
Tupac. Will Fitz, who
He's got the
is
shitty turkey.
Will Fitz, well, Tupac's got the shitty turkey and his ears are starting to wiggle. You can tell.
He's getting pissed.
He is not happy. And then Will Fitz kind of gathers us all together. And again, I didn't know it was Tupac. I don't know who else amongst us knew it was Tupac. But Will Fitz comes in, he goes, hey guys, why don't we go outside? Why don't we go outside?
Being the nice guy he is, of course.
He shuffled us out into the hallway and he goes, I think, but he didn't say Tupac. He knows the guy's name. He's like, I think that Bill Johnson would like his privacy to eat. And then we just followed him down the hall. He walked down the hall like the Clockwork Soldier. And then we followed behind him, weaving like bumblebees follow somebody. We're like, he's going over here now.
Will is the glue that holds that whole thing together, says Bill Miller.
He is indeed. If not for Will. You know what? Listen, I think
definitely.
I
He
should
is
get
the glue.
luck. Fuck you guys.
For any of the
Fuck
conventions
you
we
and
do.
Bill Miller. I think that I deserve the credit.
No, you are. You're the foundation. You're the foundation, but he's the glue.
I am.
He keeps shit together.
I am the Will Fitz of this situation.
Because you can get out of hand very quickly. Will Fitz, even if he's drunk, he can still glue us all together.
Will Fitz does do a good job of just keeping everything on track. Like once we're there, you know, like Darren and I kind of do some legwork up front. I try to book the place. I'm saying stand like we're a concession stand, like we sell peanuts. But I try to find us the room, the game convention to go to. Then Darren goes out and finds us the talent, and you know, generally he's pretty good. He found us Bill Miller's duck, but he's generally good at finding talent.
When was I not good at finding talent?
Bill Miller's duck. I'm fucking kidding. You brought that guy. You did that.
I'm trying to think if we did. I think everyone that we've ever brought on always did a great job.
You know what? I think there's people who haven't done as good of a job, and I'm going to tell you them now. Right now, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to list off the people that are assholes. And I'm fucking kidding. I would never, ever. I have those people. Believe me, I have a kill list. But I'm not going to tell you guys, because then when those people wind up dead through no fault of mine, you'd be able to say, well, this guy streamed something where he said he was going to kill that person and now died that had nothing to do with me.
First 50 followers will get a chance at the trash hat. You see the trash hat? It's the trash hat, yeah. It's got a sticker on it. It's a snapback, and it says the word trash on it. It says trash on it, because it's the trash hat. Become one of the first 50 followers, and you have a chance to win this trash hat.
Dude, wouldn't it be great if there was a graphic right here that said, like, 50, 50, 50. Pretend that's right here.
50,
right?
it says it in his hand.
See that?
We're halfway there, halfway there, halfway there, halfway.
Right,
Okay.
Here's my thought, and here's what I've said before, and fuck it, I'm going to say it again. if you have someone you like, right? If you're seeing this right now, if you are mentally deranged enough to be watching this shit when there's so much other shit you could be watching, just because you're like, this shit is a little bit better than that other shit. If you're that person that's watching this right now, then you need to know
Trash hat.
the
It's the
trash
trash hat.
Yes. So if you know people who are just like you and have those same feelings that I just mentioned before, fucking tell them, man. Tell them that we're here and we're doing this thing, and we generally do it with more people, and we get drunk and we play video games and we just talk about bullshit and we have trash hats. Tell your fucking friends. But you know what? If you fucking hate somebody, right? Like if you hate some guy, if you're like, no, listen, if there's a person that you fucking hate, like we hate Steven Singer, right? Like if there's, I don't know, the Billboard told me to.
Okay, yeah, fuck
that guy.
Singer.
So if there's somebody that you hate, that you fucking despise, that you want to tweak their nipples or punch them in the eye or whatever, if there's somebody that you fucking hate, share our shit.
Yeah, please.
Send it to them, dude. Fucking.
If you hate them,
spam the shit out of them. If you hate them, send them the links to this and be like, hey man, I'm sorry we had all these problems, but these guys remind me of what you and me used to have, right? Then they'll come over, they'll watch us, they'll be like, these guys are so fucking clever, and they have a trash hat.
I'm using something else other than my hands to lift it up.
So that makes it worth even more. So if you're one of the first 50
and you're going to put it on your head.
Dude, don't
From
splash.
head to head.
Don't splash in the trash.
The head to head.
So F, marry, kill. All right, we're done systems, right? Did we cover all
F, marry, kill is done.
No, it's not. It's not.
Well, I'm unfortunately gonna have to back out of the next F, marry, kill.
And yes,
because my time has come.
The time has come
for me to go.
The final curtain.
But you can continue, so
I think I will.
And I'll be home.
And please come in and watch me.
And I'll still watch you at home.
And then, if you do, just give a couple of G's in the chat and
continue watching.
Continue watching. Continue watching.
See you, everybody.
Okay, so long.
All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. We're just gonna continue streaming. I'm gonna go grab my shit.
And he's gonna grab your shit, and then
I'll jump in the chat when I get home.
And who's still in here? The rich kid left, right?
The rich kid.
Did the rich kid leave? That guy. Multi-Gun Man's still here. Flood Fetter's still here. Look at Flood Fetter's pissed at me, man. He's like, fuck no, I haven't left.
I love you guys. I
will never leave until I have to step over your cold dead body. Flood Fetter, you know, I'm just kidding, man. I don't mind. I think it's great that you're so rich, because when we were just kids growing up in the Southland, keeping it together, doing the best that we can. But you and me, we knew what it was like. We knew about the rich kids up on the hill. You weren't one of those kids. You and me, we grew up in the boondocks. It was just you and me and a bunch of cartoon characters that they drew for a comic strip in the boondocks. But yeah, we grew up tough. We grew up strong. We grew up tiny. We grew up long. I grew up with a big head. These things happen. I'm not blaming you. Like, we grew up in the same neighborhood. Like, if you have a normal sized head, I'm not, you know what, Gunman, you're probably right. I was about to come back around. I was about to come around and go, maybe Flood Fetter's not that bad. But now that I see that you're still here, Multi-Gun Man, I am sticking to my guns. My multi-guns. I'm sticking to my guns, and I'm saying that, yeah, fuck Fetter. We don't need him. He's just looking at us from his ivory tower, made out of the ivory of who knows how many dead elephants. That's right. Fetter is an elephant killer. I said it, and you know what? I'll say it again. But I'm going to have a cigarette first. Talk amongst yourselves. Let's talk about how the government put a chip in my head. That's right. I would talk about that. But I'm not going to talk about it on camera because that's just crazy. If I talk about the government putting the chip in my head, then the government will activate the chip in my head. And you know what happens when they activate the chip in my head? I don't know. I wish I knew, but I have no idea because I just pray to God they'll never activate the fucking chip in my head. But if they did, I know what would happen. It would just make me a better performer. Anything that they put in my brain, any kind of little electric jolt, any kind of pill, anything that they tell me to take, if I take enough of it, then my brain just overcomes, and then I make great content. That's what I do. I make great content. You know what? I'm going back in there. I'm going back on camera because I know that I make great content.
Smart.
I am. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. And goddamn it, the 3 people that are in chat, they like me. At least enough to stay. At least I thought they did. But probably when Darren leaves, they're all checking out. They're like, we only came to see Darren. Now that he's leaving, well,
No, stop it.
No, I know what's going to happen.
Stop it.
Floodfetter, hide the alcohol. Hide the alcohol. He's in the other room, people. Floodfletter's telling you to flag me. That's the Floodfletter flag. You cannot throw the Floodfletter flag on me. I will not be Floodfletter flagged by you. You know what's up here? Copious amounts of alcohol. Do you know how much is in a copious? That's 4 Alan Roper-ish. All right, let's see. Before Darren leaves, he should have a pull of a soda. Well, I do one last shot. We'll have one last shot together.
I don't have any more soda.
Grab a soda. You know what I got here? I got sodas. I got sodas galore.
All right.
If I were like an old Westy kind of bartender, I'd be like, what do you want, Darren? A sarsaparilla? We got lots of sarsaparilla.
I really like the sarsaparilla. Do you have any of those sarsaparillas?
Yeah.
I would really like a sarsaparilla.
Darren's got to go because clearly something happened. I think, dude, this is my fucking partner in this whole thing. Like I almost said, this guy's my partner, and then that sounded like we're a couple, and we're not. But only because he could do way better than me. But Floodfletter
flags.
Floodfletter tried to flag me.
Floodfletter flag.
It's the Floodfletter flag. But anyway, so this fucking guy, my partner in this whole damn thing. But I was going to say my partner, and then I thought, no, this is my partner in this whole fucking thing. So generally, if you've not been here before, and if you're not going to come back, Floodfletter, then check your bottle of 1675 with you have about 23, about 6. All right. Bill Miller has just given me an assignment.
What's the
And I understand the assignment. He wants me to check my 1675 and see which barrel and batch it came out of. Because he has, from barrel 7, batch 23. Could you grab the other one out there? There's one out on the counter. All right.
On the counter?
Yeah, in the kitchen on the counter, no?
On the counter. There's
Right.
Nope, there's not.
All right, well, it's somewhere. I'll find it. So, bottled by 1675, 40% above average. Where do I see the barrel number at? Oh, here it is. So it's a 104 6 22. What's that mean?
That's like a football player. Right?
Does yours have a little like thing like this too? So
All right, Jason.
all right, so I'm gonna do one last shot. You're gonna hang in and count it down with me too. You're gonna say like this is gonna be like what round?
Round 1.
Fatality. No, this is way past.
You gotta keep it going.
You know what? I don't think I'm going to do this. I don't want to open another bottle.
1675.
All right.
Yeah, I don't want to open another bottle. So.
Well,
You know what? I'll do this.
Skull.
This is
Dan Aykroyd's Skull vodka.
No, this is actually the Crystal Skull that I got from that stupid movie, where I was. Remember when I was that guy Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
Really, they named the dog Indy, but so they had me play that guy, and then I ran through the whole game, and then I got the Crystal Skull, and I brought it back, and I took all the brains out of it, and I filled it with Dan Aykroyd's vodka. Dude, you doubt me? You doubt the words I say are true?
Better. I couldn't get the alcohol in time. I failed you.
Fucking Fred Fetter and his fucking flags. Say that 3 times fast. Go ahead.
Flat.
See, he thinks you're a fucker too, Fred Flatter. He just said it 3 times.
Flutter flags. Salute. Have a good night.
Darren, be safe. Man.
Yep.
Make good choices.
See you, everybody.
Now I'm gonna see how many people dip out. So if you're dipping because you don't want to deal with the truth, then that's fine. But as soon as Darren leaves, I'm telling you the truth. We're talking about everything. You want to talk about the aliens? We'll fucking talk about it. You want to talk about the flat earth? You know what? We'll fucking talk about it. Whatever you want to talk about, we're going to talk about, and I'm going to treat it in a serious fucking matter. And it came with 4 shot glasses. Oh, yeah. All right, that may have been how it happened. It may have had nothing to do with the Indiana Jones movie. But you know what did have to do with the Indiana Jones movie? Fucking the movie Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Did you guys see this movie? Bill Miller's Doug is laughing that green alien laugh that everyone laughs. All right. So I'm going to sit here now, because I don't have to dance around with Darren anymore, and we're just gonna talk. We're gonna talk for real. I'm gonna tell you some serious things. I'm gonna tell you some things that might be a little hard to hear. Tonight, when I was playing the stupid Sega Genesis football game for our stupid Sega Genesis A to Z on YouTube. That's Toad, not an alien. What is wrong with you, Flood Fletter? What's a toad? What's a toad, not an alien? You just want to slow me down. You're trying to break me, Flood Fletter, and you know what? You won't do it. I learned tonight while I was playing a stupid Sega Genesis game for my stupid Sega Genesis A to Z with Darren and Jason. I was playing this stupid game, and I realized that I could not catch the ball. Never. I ran my guys up the field. I couldn't catch the ball. We ran my guys down the field. I couldn't catch the ball. It's because when I was little, my dad and I played a game called Not Catch. He would throw the ball, and I would just miss it. And then eventually he'd get so pissed off that he'd throw it at me. And so I'm playing this game, and then I have this realization that, oh, fuck. Flood Fletter, touch Toad PhD? I still have no idea, dude. You talking code. You talking rich guy code. No one knows what you're talking about. We don't have enough money for a ball, you know? All right, you know what? I feel bad again, Fluff Letter. Now you're making me feel bad, but I know it's all bullshit. You know, like, I was so much poorer. My parents were like, dude, if you wouldn't have been born a boy, you wouldn't have had anything to play with. And it's probably true, you know, and I played with that thing so much that I broke it. Because when you're a teenager, you don't know what shit you can jerk off with and what shit you can't. And Head and Shoulders is one of those things you fucking can't. So, yeah, so fucking finally get a chick to look at it, and it looks like the fucking Mask. Not The Mask, the movie with Jim Carrey, The Mask with Cher. The Mask? I don't know. Do you guys know? Have any idea? So this is just a Pepsi at this point, but this Pepsi is just to dilute the amount of alcohol that I've already had. It beat off with the TV remote when you were a kid. So you had like a competition? Like you played the beat off game with the remote? It's not that weird, but did you so do you take the remote, hold it next to your penis, and then rub the remote against your penis, or does the remote go to like your prostate? I'm now you're fucking quiet, Flood Flutter. When you're talking about all the things you have in your classy Rolls Royce and your private plane, you're talking, but now you don't remember. You jerked off with a remote control and you don't remember how you jerked off? You know what? I jerked off with a paper towel roll and a fucking sponge, and I know exactly how I did it. Now give the dirt. You know exactly what you did with that remote control, and you just don't want to say that that remote control smelled like shit. Do you? You know that's what you should say. But you know that's not what you're going to say. Yeah, the paper towel roll's not... Yeah. All right, well, look at you, Flood Flutter. Braggart. You know what? For me, it's too tight. I was saying that to make guys like you feel good, but you know those industrial rolls, like not like it's the size up from the biggest roll of wrapping paper, right? So it's those tubes, and even with one of those tubes, like I barely, like fucking, I barely fit. Like I'm getting cardboard burns against my cock because it's that fucking tight. The paper roll tight, the paper towel roll, fuck, I busted right through that. It was like my girlfriend on prom night. Yeah, busted right through that. It was a mess, actually. Look, we were staying at a friend's house. Worst fucking time to take some virginity. There, it looked like a fucking murder scene. There was blood everywhere, and we were on Christy's like sheets, and it was like, Christy, I'm so sorry. And she's like, no, I had 6 people spend the night last night. I have 3 more sheets exactly like this. So yeah, that was nice and messy and not that fun, actually. I know, you know, guys are always supposed to like sex, but I didn't even come that night. Like I faked my fucking orgasm. Like it's senior prom, so it's 1990. I'm like, I'm finally getting laid. Like I know this girl's fucking down. Like I put my time in. We've been dating like 18 months. Like we've done everything but, right? And you know what? She didn't know. Fuck, none of us knew. You know, we were like, you know, we were 16 years old. We were only freshmen. Her pussy was not good. Like, you know what I mean? Like there was no, trimming the hedges. There was no douching. There was no, oh my God, just, I'm remembering it. And she was a lovely fucking girl. She was amazing, but yeah, that was bad. But we'd done all that. Like I'd put my time in. I'd been in the trenches, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like it was like working at a sewer plant, right? But I was down there. I was doing my job all to lead up to this night, right? She never blew me. Never blew me. She would give me a hand job, but generally I'd have to finish. So she'd start me off and then, she'd have her tits out, whatever. And then I'd have to jerk off. So the first time that we have sex, we're fucking having sex forever. I'm catching a whiff. I never fucking come. Eventually I'm like, and I just roll her off me. And I wait till she fell asleep and then I jerked off because, once you're fucking there, like you gotta finish. But yeah, it was bad. Oh, you graduated in 92. You old fuck. Floodfetter is not only rich, but he's old. He graduated in 92. That makes him like 48 years old. Do you know how old that is? That's like 20 years older than the target demographic on Twitch. Multi-Gunman graduated in 93. That's what I said. I said you'd be 49, Fluff Letter. Why do you constantly try to belittle me? Why do you constantly try to make me look like a fool? I said Fluff Letter would be 49. Let's rewind it and look at the tape. Yeah, so what? You'd be fucking 49. See, I told you that was exactly what I said. So, 48 in March, Multi-Gunner Man. Dude, you guys are fucking old. You know what? You probably remember the bicentennial. You old fucks. You probably remember the Last Supper. So I don't remember any of these things. Like I've got a filter to make these wrinkles, and this gray hair, if I run my hand through it, you'll see that it starts to go brown because it's not really gray, it's a filter. Everything's a filter, dude. I'm like 19, fuck. Both the gunmen's practically ready for the nursing home. Dude, I skipped the step, dude. I'm almost ready for the fucking funeral. Bill's a young pup. Bill is 18 with 18 years fucking experience. You're no baby either, dick. Flood Letter, remember the space shuttle blowing? Oh, dude, I remember that. my first thing, Flood Letter goes, do you remember the space shuttle blowing up in class? And I want to go, yeah, I remember that. Oh my God, that's so cool. But the space shuttle blowing up, not cool. You know, like dead teacher. Oh, this blows. So I want to go like, oh my God, that's so cool that you and I share that experience, even though you're so like top of the tops, richy rich, and I'm the bottom 1% of the 1% of the 1%. But yes, you and I both remember that. You think they wanted to kill that teacher? Dude, I'm totally into it. I love the conspiracy. I want to know why. Dude, did she fuck a student? Dude, she didn't fuck a student. Dude, I think maybe they wanted to kill her. What the fuck do I know? I want to hear more. I'm not going to shoot you down with no information, but then after you make up your information, I'm going to make up mine, and then we're going to have a real tete-a-tete where I tell you my real fake information and you tell me your fake real information. Go. Dude, what a bitch. And I know that's not politically correct anymore. I know I can't say what a bitch. But what a bitch. How dare her be mean, even though she was short. Short people got no reason to be mean. Come on, Flood Flutter. You know you are. If there's one thing I know about Flood Flutter, is he loves a good conspiracy. He's like, I don't believe in conspiracies. I just believe the earth is flat. There's no conspiracy. It's just the truth. You get to one end and you just kind of gently swerve back in the other direction. It's completely flat. It's not a conspiracy. It's just the truth. She was the gunman on the crazy knoll. Dude, multi-gun, I swear to fucking God, man. That is hilarious, but I have no idea what it's in reference to. I think that I don't know who she is. I don't know why they had to offer. Okay, well listen, here's what you should do then. Fuck. Is your brother like a rich prick like you? Because if he's not, and he's just a chill dude, you should tell him to come take your space and he can follow us and we can talk about man stuff. Because I know you stole my girlfriend. She told me, she's like, oh, I'm with Flood Flutter now. And I understand, like, all right, like maybe you're a better guy. But she was like, no, listen, Flood Flutter's my boyfriend. And I was like, listen, Flood Flutter may be your boyfriend, but always remember, I was your man friend. That's what I'm talking about, Flood Flutter. You may think that you've won the war. You haven't even won the fucking battle. All right, let's I don't have a chat bot, but let's not talk about docking people. I think that, you know, I don't know. I haven't been twitching that long. It's new. I think it might be something that I caught. I'm really not sure. But I think that if you start talking about kidnapping people and that you're the CIA, that might raise some red flags. I'm thinking some people might be like, I'm not sure. You know, sure, this guy's only got 2 followers, but those 2 followers are talking about some crazy fucking shit. All right, let me take a breath. We're going to go down this road. Dude, I want to go down this road so bad. I wish that you could call me or I could call you so that we could go down this road, because I want to know about what happened when the CIA kidnapped you. Was it nice? I gotta say, people talk about like when the aliens come, it's not a good thing, and maybe I had a different experience because I had the Greys, you know, the Greys with the almond eyes and the wispy bodies, and there's something kind of sexy about them, like, you know, right around here. That's the Greys, right? So when the Greys came and got me, like everybody's like, oh, the fucking anal probe. The anal probe really wasn't that bad, and I have never had like a man-on-man full like let's get at it. But I'm telling you that the anal probe was kind of nice. Like, it wasn't like this big fucking thermos that they put in you. It was this little thing. It was like maybe a little bigger than my pinky, but it was like stringy, and it definitely didn't have a fucking nail. And they put that thing in it, and then it was like they inflated the front of it, right? So the pinky goes in, that's the anal probe, and it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I was violated. But then the front of it starts inflating, and it fucking pulsates, right? And then you come like you've never fucking came in your life, and the aliens come, the Greys come with mops. They're, I think they're called mop boys, and they come around and they clean up all the, you know, human semen that has, you know, puddled up around these booths. So they do this, and the mop boys come, right? So they come, clean all that stuff up, and then everything's fine. But then they take that semen and they use it to impregnate other Greys. And the first thing that happened was, of course, we got the lizard people, because apparently there's some strands of our DNA that go all the way back to dinosaurs, and then that kind of got involved with like the mammal DNA and the human DNA, and then everything kind of came together and created these lizard people. And that's what you see most of on the planet now, just because it's so easy for them to integrate. But really, they are a subspecies of the Greys. Like, they're a combination Grey human. They're not nearly as powerful or as in control as the Greys are, but they're the ones who are the most among us. So the fucking lizard people are everywhere. The Greys are like, oh, what the fuck did we do? We fucking introduced this cancer into the world, but there's nothing they can do because they fucking multiply like cockroaches. So that's what's happening with the Greys and the lizard people. There are many other fucking sects, and I'm willing to talk about any one of them because I fucking know everything. I can't tell you guys why right now, but I will eventually reveal how I got all the information that I got. But in the meantime, like, I can just share it with you, and if you decide to believe it, you can believe it, and if you decide not to believe it, that's well within your rights. You can choose to take this information and do whatever you want with it, but I suggest that you take this information and you share it with your friends. Floodfletter, listen to me. I see you. Take this stream. Edit it. You know, you guys can edit this and take little clips of whatever crazy shit I say, and you can take like 30 seconds of it and put it out there totally without any kind of backstory to make anyone think that this isn't fucking real, because it is. So you can take a clip of this, you can share it with your friends, they'll come in, you'll all laugh at me because I'm so wrong, but you'll send it to your enemies. You know, the people who are like, it was an inside job, 9/11 never happened. Those people, send this to, they're gonna fucking buy into it. we can make a deep fake of you, actually. Listen, you know what? I'm already a deep fake of myself. You guys thought that this was real the entire time? You've been involved in the biggest chat AI experiment ever. Chat AI experiment ever. Problems, reloading. So anyway, you guys are in on it, but not really in on it. If you ever knew what was actually going on right now, your heads would fucking explode. I swear to God. There's no reason to make a deep fake of me because I'm a deep fake of myself. I don't think I'm waiting around because I'm waiting to see if Darren shows up in the chat. I want to make sure he got home okay because he is my the world is an illusion. You know what else the world is? Boom, a vampire. That's right. The world is a vampire. You know what the sun is? The sun is a mass of incandescent gas, a gigantic nuclear furnace where hydrogen is turned into helium at a temperature of millions of degrees. Sip Chat Play is home. I don't know what that has to do with Darren, but that individual or channel that you should follow is home. He made it. He's safe within his mother's arms. He doesn't know what we talked about while he was gone. And I don't think you guys should tell him, about that thing that we talked about that was just between you and me and is not to ever be shared with Sip Chat Play. He pretends like it would all be in good fun, and he's like, no. I understand it. I appreciate it. But what I had just said 2 minutes before this is something that he doesn't need. He doesn't need to hear it. It's not. There is no value in it. You know what I mean? I said that between us. Me and Flood Flatter and Multi Gunman and Bill Miller's Duck. We were having a conversation about you, not with you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. I know that seems cold, but if I wanted to say it to you, I just said it to you. I was just talking amongst, my new best friend Flood Flatter, who's, you know what, dude? He's rich. He takes me, you know what I had that I never had before, Sip? I had fucking lobster, right? But it wasn't just lobster. We went and had this fucking lobster. Me and my new best friend Flood Flatter. We he might be buying you a fucking handlebar. But listen to what he got me. The lobster was steamed in gold. Little thin gold paper wrapped around each piece of lobster. And they took the lobster and they made an entire lobster picture out of the lobster. Like, it was the fanciest thing I ever put in my mouth, and I almost had oral sex with Angelina Jolie when she was really down on her luck. But this fish was fucking amazing. This fish was the kind of fish you just want to put your face in. It was phenomenal. So they take this lobster in gold foil, this gold foiled lobster. Me and Flood Flatter, we can't even as rich as he is, he can't believe it. He's like, fuck, how am I so fucking rich that I'm going to have gold encrusted fucking lobster, right? And he's asking me this like I'm going to go, oh, well, the first thing you have to do, I go, listen, that's an important question, but what the fuck's it going to look like when I shit out this gold lobster tomorrow? Like, I do not think my body was made for fucking digesting gold. But okay. When in Rome, do as the Romans. I'm like, fuck Flatter is fucking rich. He knows what he's doing. He hands me some gold-coated lobster. I'm going to eat it. You know what it tasted like? It tasted like a dime. Have you ever put a dime in your mouth? Like, as a kid. Like, I don't think as an adult. Like, maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe adults stick dimes in their mouth. But, you grab a coin. You're like, oh, what's this fucking coin taste like? All right, tastes like metal and shit. So that's exactly what gold crusted lobster tastes like. But fucking Fetterbladder, he's like, oh, but it cost $3,000 an ounce. And I was like, holy shit. I have never done a drug that cost $3,000 an ounce. If the Romans were jumping off a bridge, what would you do? What would you do? You know what I would do? I would go to the Bible. And I would look at the book of Romans, letters from Paul to the Romans. And I would find the verse that most aptly matched exactly what it was that I was trying to figure out. So I would go to the letters of maybe Matthew to the Romans. I don't know, whoever the fuck wants to talk to the Romans. I would go to their letters, and you know what it would say? It would say, you guys rock. You are going to eventually invent condoms. It's high praise. That's some goddamn high praise right there. And you know what? Floodflatter, he's not getting it. He doesn't understand. But those of us that came from the streets, those of us had to scratch and itch for every fucking thing that you got. When we finished with our sneakers, there was nothing left but a shell. And we would take them by the string and we would throw them up over the electrical lines. It's what we did. We took our old ratty sneakers and we would throw them up over the electrical lines. And then we would go to the end of the block and we would climb up the electrical pole to go out on the lines and find a pair of shoes that were better than the ones we just threw away. You guys are fucking pigs. You're animals. What kind of animal doesn't wear a shoe? That's not for your protection. That's for her protection. Do you want somebody walking past your hormone? What if some beautiful 19-year-old girl, perfect, tight, boom, has her whole life ahead of her, right? She's got her whole life ahead of her. 19-year-old, supermodel, beautiful. Maybe she's even got a brain. I don't know. She's walking along at some fucking water park. She's walking in her bare feet. You're walking in your bare feet. She steps in your hormone-filled 40 to 50-year-old feet. You know what? She's pregnant with your old ass fucking kid. And you know what? It's your fault. And now you're the dad and the grandpa, and you didn't even get to fuck the 19-year-old. Iron grip condoms. Dude, you're wrong. That's wrong. I'm not laughing at that because that's disgusting. It's sort of like before Bill Miller came in and he's done these conventions with us, I was talking about the kid who was scoffing at the sign that says cosplay does not equal consent. He was like, what do they expect? It's a video game convention. Sort of like, it's okay. Like I can do that. I'm all right. You know, I'm at a video game convention, and you basically just said the same thing, you little floodfetter. You know, I would just do whatever I wanted to her because she was an item. She was something that I picked up in the adventure, and I put in my sack, and then I wore it like armor. Once a night, I have to direct this back to video games. That was clearly a reference to a role-playing game that included an inventory of shit that you carried in your pack, and then there was this hot girl that you would wear like armor. You get what? Yeah, see what I did there? All right, guys, listen. I love you all. I really love you guys. I love that you came by. I love that you're here with me together. You know what? I'm doing this like I'm logging off. I don't know if I want to log off. Like I want to do something, but I don't know what I want to do. He treats women like objects and objects like women. So once he found a sphere, and he fucked it. And it was like, this is the prettiest object I've ever seen. And then a rhombus came along. He was like, holy fuck, it's a rhombus. So I had a really good time tonight, man. You guys were awesome. I started about 37 times, and let me start one last time before I get out of here. I want to explain to you what I hope for this channel. Is first, I hope Flood Flatter gets a fucking life and gets. No, I don't, dude. I seriously, dude. I appreciate the hell out of you being here tonight. I appreciate the hell out of all you guys being here tonight. Generally, it's not just me. It's not just Darren. It's me, Darren, Bill Miller's Duck, who's been in the chat and is fucking hilarious. We got Will Fitz. We got Tube Knob Rob. We got a whole fucking. You know how Seinfeld was an ensemble cast, but it's not really an ensemble cast. It's not like that. You know how Friends is like an ensemble cast, and it's really like an ensemble cast, but it's not really like that. It's more like Gilligan's Island. You know, Gilligan's Island had an ensemble cast, and everybody was sort of at the same level except the professor and Marianne. They didn't rate quite as high as the other people. So, in this scheme of Classic Gaming Collective, we got the people who are Gilligan, the Skipper 2, the millionaire and his wife, the movie star. Like, those people are easy. That's like me, Darren, Will, and then of course, then you've got the professor and Marianne, which, you know, like, I hate to call these guys out, but clearly is the professor, and that would make clearly Marianne. You know what I mean? Like, we've got the core players and the rest. What are you talking about? Multi-Gunman's about to hit us with some new Sesame Street conspiracy, and I'm into it. Let's hear what it is. All right. You know how Sesame Street was an ensemble cast? Well, it's not like that at all. This is where we play the music like, bah, 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 like this, what is about to be explained to you now. There are 6 people in the chat. That means only 6 people are going to know this information that is about to be shared about how Sesame Street was not an ensemble cast. Now, you guys can hold that information. You can take it to your death. I may decide to take it to my death. Don't tell us yet, Multi-Gun Man. You may want to share it with your friends. You may want to be like, guys, listen. I found out this is how it's all going to go down. It all happens at the hands of Big Bird. And maybe you want to share that. And if you want to share that, then fucking share this. Clip this part and share it. And let people know that fucking Sesame Street was a scary fucking place and that this is what happened. Bert from Sesame Street was a closet communist. Shh. It's a secret. And now we have that shared secret, right? We've got to take that to our grave together, or you have to share this with all of your friends. Everyone in your list. You just fucking blast everyone. I want you calling people that your number shows up on their phone as scam likely. I want you to share this to the point where you want people to know, right? So if you believe that this is what happened, right? If you believe that Bert from Sesame Street is a communist, and I fucking know that he is, clip this part, share it with everyone, because we know the truth. The truth isn't out there, it's in here. It's just you and me and Bert the fucking communist. I never trusted him. I never trust a football when you can stand it on its end like this. Like, if you drop a football, it's going to land on its side. It's going to look more like an Ernie head. Am I right? Like a football like this, that's an Ernie head. That's American. God bless it. You have a football like this? First off, how does it stay like that? You know how? The fucking devil. Now it's the devil ball. And I don't want any parts of it, dude. I'll take my fucking Ernie head over my communist bird head anytime. And this looks like I'm giving some kind of salute, and clearly I'm not. I'm saying, yes, Bert is Nazi propaganda. It's the truth. I don't know what to tell you. It's saying it all down here in the chat. Everybody agrees. Bert, communist sympathist, fucking Nazi. He's an asshole. Ernie, cool dude. America, fucking the yellow communists. Boom. Bert. Close the loop. Whew. Who are we? What, we're raiding? Did we raid someone? I don't know what happened. I think he raided the people away from my group to somebody else. Now I'm down to 5. I've only got 5 viewers. I am giving you guys important fucking information. I'm giving you information that could save the world. Save the world. And the only ones who are ever going to get the information are fucking Multi-Gunman, Bill Miller's Duck, and fucking Funfetti. Fucking Funfetti isn't going to share this with anyone. Dude, I appreciate that, Bill Miller's Duck. You are the only one that's trying to help. I think that Multi-Gunman's just fanning the fire, and we both know how Floodfetter is. Yeah, Floodfetter Funfetti. He's a prick, but he's delicious. I do like to sprinkle that on my cakes. You guys did it again. You got me off track, and now Darren's not here to put me back on track, and now I'm like a fucking train in East Palestine, and I'm just off the rails, and a bunch of people's water's going to get all fucked up. Is there anybody watching? There's nobody watching, right? Like, it's just us guys. I'm going to tell you, the people in East Palestine, excuse me. Do you know the difference? Does anybody know they were calling it East Palestine at first, and people were like, oh, I'm not sending any money to East Palestine. So all of a sudden it became East Palestine, Ohio. So these guys in East Palestine, Ohio, right? A train fucking fucks up right at their doorstep. Dude, that blows. Like, it does. Like, I'm not saying it's filled with PVC, polyvinyl chlorinate, whatever it is. They make action figures out of it. You know what I mean? Like, all right, when it's in its liquid form, it's not so good. But you take a PVC Homer Simpson, you stick it in your mouth, or a fucking plug flatter, you could stick it up your ass. Wherever you stick that kind of thing, it's good. It's not going to kill you. But a train goes over. Polyvinyl, yeah. Right, so it does smell toxic, right? So I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying, oh, fuck those guys. But I'm saying, all right, dude, it's not good. It's not comfortable. Some of it may even got into the groundwater. You know what? If you have a well, like, we're gonna take care of you. But fucking, it's a little bit of plastic now, like your fucking Tupperware and everything else, and it's diluted among these millions of gallons of water. Like, fucking, don't tell me that you got boils on your fucking body. Like, I washed my nipple and it grew an eye. No, it didn't. Like, you're from Palestine. It's terrible. We're going to cut you a check for $1,200. $1,200, fucking buy yourself some bottled water. Wait a couple weeks. Everything's going to be fine, right? Yeah, it's not, dude, but come on, man. It's, do you know in your neighborhood, Multi-Gunman, I don't know where you live. I do. I know where you live. But in your neighborhood or within 50 miles of you, there's a hospital. And that hospital every day gets delivered nuclear medicine. Every day, a hospital that may be a block from you or 50 miles from you. But even if it's 50 miles from you, the vehicle that takes that nuclear medicine to that hospital drives past your fucking house. You know who controls that? The drunken idiot driving the van. You know how I know that? Because at one point I was the drunken idiot driving the van. You know what happened if I crashed with nuclear matter and the nuclear matter falls on the ground? I would pick that shit up and put it back in the truck and keep on driving, and you would never know. And no one would complain about having boils on their face. No one would complain about growing an eyeball out of their nipple. And it's because they would never know. I was the drunken idiot driving the van. Now you're the drunken idiot driving the van? Dude, sweet. Yeah. So the whole thing is, potentially hazardous stuff travels through our neighborhoods, through our yards, down our streets all the time. Maybe not through our yards. Like, if some kid is running through your backyard with like some infectious waste, like stop that kid. But it is going down our streets. It's going down our railroad tracks. And yes, we should be aware of it. But truthfully, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. What happened in Palestine, horrible. Horrible that you guys had to change your name from Palestine to Palestine. But it's not that bad. Would I go there and fucking drink water all day like a crazy person? No, because I don't live there. But if I lived there, would I try to sue everyone for it? No. I wouldn't. You know what? Sometimes eyes have to burn a little, Bill Miller. Bill Miller's doc is just fucking hammering down on that fucking liberal bullshit agenda. Yes, mommy, my eyes are burning. Well, you know what? REM said it best when they said, everybody hurts sometimes. Everybody hurts sometimes. You know what's worse than eyes burning? Urethra burning. And I don't know, like maybe it does that too. I'm just saying whatever it does it for a short time. Like your eyes are burning, your dick hole hurts, whatever. You'll get over it. If I had a Rolls Royce like Flood Fighter, you wouldn't have to worry about poison water. That's true. Who am I? You know what, dude? I am fucking Michael Stipe. I was bald, and then, let me tell you about Hair Club for Men. A couple of years back, I bought Hair Club for Men, but the thing is, my name is Michael Stipe, and I'm not just the president. I'm also a client. That's right. This is Michael Stipe's Old Man Hair Club for Men, and you don't have to. It's great. Here's what they do. Here's their ad. I don't know if you guys have seen their ad, Flood Fetter. I know you probably have all of the streaming services that don't have commercials, but for those who have commercials, the commercial is very clever. Actually, it was right at the front of my head when I started this bit, and then I forgot it. But it's a commercial for Michael Stipe's Hair Plugs for Men, and it goes like this. It goes, that's great. It starts with a head quake, virgin snakes, and your hair falls out. But Lenny Bruce had that problem too. His hair was all over the place. Didn't help the look of his face. What comes next? It's the end of your hair as you know it. It's the end of your hair as you know it. It's the end of your hair as you know it. But I feel fine because I've got new, I was going to say B-52s, they went REM. I've got new REM's Man Ploms. It's a combination of hair plugs and tampons. All you do is you shove your tampons into your head. It works extra well if they're bloody. You know what, dude? I go to a dark place. I don't know why. I didn't mean to take you guys with me there. I feel bad. Oh, something happened. I don't feel so good. Guys, you know what, dude? I would love to sit here and continue. Dude, you know what, dude? You've got to ski when you're staying. Every time I'm about to go, Bill Miller sucks me back in. And I'm like, oh, God, Bill. Oh, Jesus, yes. Suck me back in. But no, I can ski standing up, too. I love the, you guys know the Eiffel Tower? Anybody? You three guys? You three guys, you know a lot of stuff. Sometimes you're sweet and then sometimes you're tough, but you guys are the best. All right, so. Do you? Yeah, Bill Miller, I was about to leave, and then Bill Miller said that he can ski while standing up, and then I was wondering if you guys knew the Eiffel Tower. And apparently you do. I guess that crosses all lines. You know, the poor kids who rode the short bus to school, and the rich kids whose parents let them use the helicopter to get to school. You both know about the high five, and you can't do the high five if you're not standing up, right? Like, if one dude's sitting down and then the other guy's behind pumping away, that's not the Eiffel Tower.